7, Bryson Jimerson, who's back in the lineup tonight. And, of course, the big cat, that would be Matt Burton. He has just wreaked havoc all year long.
Well, Borda down there, all those guys.
I mean, the defensive line for the
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
Tristan McCann.
Tristan is coming off a fantastic game. Jet Jones coming off a fantastic game last week. So look for Coach Tommy Edwards to really get the pressure on big number 12, Caden Burke. He's not very athletic, so you're not going to see him pull it down and pull a Brandon Tennyson and go 67 yards to the house. But he is very, very accurate. They're very disciplined with the football. I think one of the key things tonight will be the coin toss. I think Coach Metzel will likely, if we win the coin toss, will probably defer and let Mr. Burke there at quarterback have a taste of Mr. Burton and the company with that black flag defense. Try to get a 3-and-out just like they did last week, and then just Katie bar the door offensively. Here come the Buckeyes.
I tell you, Todd, I think one of the things that you're going to see tonight is, my opinion is, you talk about number 1, pretty. I'm not sure what we're going to call him now. You're going to call him Parker, or we're going to call him Pretty? We need to understand.
Well, we can't go with initials, that's for sure. So
PP, yeah, okay.
We'll just say number 1.
I think that the big thing is they only have 4 seniors starting on the defensive side of the ball. And here's the biggest key to the game for me. They only have 1 senior in the secondary, and it's him. He's going to be playing every down, all night long, and he's going to get exhausted. And you're talking about all those receiver weapons that we have. And listen to this, the other 3, the 2 corners and the other safety are sophomores. So you're talking about going up against the likes of Dylan Fluell and Rowan Fluell and Jaden, Mason Hurt. The list goes on and on and on.
Davion Smith.
Exactly. So that's going to be the biggest difference maker tonight when we start passing the ball. Their quarterback, like you said, he can throw the football for sure. He can sling it, but he's not faced the pressure he's going to face tonight from that defensive line. And when we get the ball on our side, their secondary's never faced what they're going to face tonight.
Yeah, and it's just a whole lot of horsepower, and expect Coach Metzel to basically fire up all 12 cylinders and bring it on defense and offense tonight. And Jeff, it's that time where you see the Buckeyes, even 11 games in, this would be the 12th game of the season, really getting better. All year long, Jeff, we talked about the ability of these Buckeyes to start the game quickly. They've been a second half team all year.
Yeah.
Last week they come out against Canton, just a house on fire.
Yeah.
They could not have played any better in the first half. 13 for 13, Jeff, in passing in the first half. The ball never hit the turf. You can't ask that team to play any better than they played.
They didn't drop a pass
Not
in
a
the
single
second
ball.
half either, because we didn't throw, but I think one pass.
One pass. We're trying to run the clock, but when you put 50 up in the first half, we took our foot off the accelerator. Don't expect that tonight, really, no matter what happens, because we're 2 rounds deep in the playoffs now, and Coach Metzel realizes that we've got to build towards next week. Sunnyvale, who we've played in the playoffs and several times before, they got a bye. Mahia on Sunday tested 1 player for positive, and they forfeited the game. So Sunnyvale has got 2 complete weeks to prep for us. After that, we'll get the winner essentially of Caddo Mills and Pleasant Grove if we should advance. So
Go Caddo Mills.
Yeah, there's no easy outs from here on in.
There's not.
So these Buckeyes have got to figure out how to put 4 quarters together, because you're really not going to be able to afford to take a quarter off or have a bad quarter, and that's what it should be.
And they're peaking at the right time.
That's exactly right.
That's what's great. We had a little rough start where we couldn't put 4 quarters together, but honestly, these last 4 games, arguably, have just gotten progressively better to where these guys have actually put together some full games. And so I look for them to continue that. They have really hit their stride at the right time.
Yeah, and when you can do that, you look at number 11, BT, Brandon Tennyson, the way that he has played since the Pleasant Grove game, Jeff, as the captains come out tonight, that's going to be for Godley. That's going to number 6, Colby Bartlett. And number 3, the captain, Davion Smith, is going to call this flip. And we will see if the Buckeyes win the toss. Obviously, Davion will call this in the air. And we actually have mics on the field. We're in Mesquite Stadium, Hanby Stadium, folks, and I can tell you 2 things. Number 1, beautiful facility. And number 2, fantastic hospitality.
Yeah,
These guys at Mesquite Independent School District take such great care of us when we're here. And here's the flip. And Godley has won the toss. And And Coach Metzel got his wish that Godley won the toss and elected to receive. And he was going to, Coach Metzel was going to defer and go on offense or go on defense anyway. So the Buckeyes get what they want.
It was kind of pointless, right?
Yeah, it's kind of pointless exercise, but it's pretty good when you lose the toss and you still win and get what you want. So, folks, we are excited tonight about what we're going to see here. First of all, we will have our national anthem, and we will break right quick for a few of our messages and come back with a kickoff right after this.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second-guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godley & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godley & Young.
Extra, extra! Read all about tonight's game in Thursday's Gilmer Mirror, complete with pictures, coaches' comments, and a look at next week's opponent. The Gilmer Mirror has been serving the citizens of Upshur County since 1877. You know, reading the news online is fine, but there is nothing like physically picking up your hometown paper, turning the pages, and catching up on everything going on in our area. If you're not subscribing to the Gilmer Mirror, you're probably missing out. It's one of my favorite publications, and I know you'll love it too. The Gilmer Mirror, www.gilmermirror.com.
And we're back, folks, as your Gilmer Buckeyes get ready to kick this one off to the Godley Wildcats. They will be heading south down this Hanby Field here in Mesquite, Texas. Beautiful facility. And these Buckeyes coming off once again phenomenal game, phenomenal first half last week. We will hope that they can duplicate that. And I think Coach Metzel just really talking to him this week, Jeff, just wants to see these Buckeyes and come just pick right up where they left off. Nothing fancy. Let's just go get after them, put the pedal to the metal, and basically make Godley deal with the superior athleticism of the Buckeyes. Hernandez will be kicking off south or towards the south here. And Jeff, kicking off towards the north. The wind's coming out of the south. And we'll turn it over to the voice of the Buckeyes, Jeff Rash, and we will get this game underway.
All right, it is Thursday night, 7 o'clock. It is time for kickoff. And here comes Hernandez, the big leg, and he's going to use that wind to his advantage, kick it down. It'll be fielded on the 6-yard line. And they try to pull a little fast move there as they hand off the lateral back, the kick return, and that fell flat as they got about 2 yards on the return. And so pinned deep in their own territory, Godley's offensive unit will make their debut against the Buckeyes here, 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line. And let's see, is it Caden? Is that his first name?
Caden Burke.
Caden Burke. So Caden Burke, who set a couple of records this year. Let's see how well he does against this very talented secondary of the Gilmer Buckeyes. This should be interesting. They're going to start with a handoff right up the middle, and they got a little bit of room to run there, pick up a couple of yards, Todd, and that's kind of interesting that they go to the ground right from the start.
Yeah, they're gonna try to do any and everything differently than what they've shown on film, but I think they are very wary of the explosiveness of the Buckeyes, and they want to make the clock their friend.
All right, here's the snap. Quarterback drops back, launches one downfield, and what a diving, great catch there by
Number one, Mr. Pretty.
Mr. Pretty.
Makes a pretty catch all the way out to the 34-yard line. That was about as well placed as it can be. Devion Smith in man-to-man coverage back there. 44 Burton to that weak side. Got lots of pressure. But Burke showing you that he can sling it around, and you go man-to-man coverage against Pretty, and he's going to target him every time.
All right, so that's a big first down there. Out, the ball is going to be spotted now on the 34-yard line. Here's the snap. Drops back, wants to pass again. Got another man open. And he takes a shot, but he gets across midfield out to the 45-yard line. That pass complete to number 6.
That's the captain, Colby Bartlett. And that's just a perfectly positioned pass as Jaden Griffin and Devion Smith have the zone coverage over here, but just putting it right on the money.
All right, another well-placed ball, a catch and a good run there. Now inside to the 35-yard line. And so far, Burke just kind of picking apart the Buckeye defense.
Yeah, you see how precise and accurate he is throwing the football. And they're just moving right down the field and just basically taking what the Buckeyes are giving them. They're going to have to tighten up this coverage.
All right, here's the snap. Handoff up the middle, and it's going to be stopped. He gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage, and I think they're going to give him a yard. That'll bring up 2nd and 9. So look for him to do what works. They're going to go back to the air.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They run to pass, Jeff, as Burke and Pretty, who is inside on the slot here to the near side. That is his favorite target.
Trips to the right. Burke drops back, fires one over the middle, knocked down, number 14.
That is Dylan Flewellen, and he got a hand on that one in the passing lane coming up from his safety position.
If he would have got more than a hand on it, that would have been 6.
That's 6 the other way.
Yeah,
and that's what they're just waiting on, the athleticism of this Buckeye secondary matched up against Burke. Like you said, Jeff, he hasn't seen anything this athletic so far this year.
All right, we're going to get an offsides penalty on Gilmer. They do complete the pass out past the 30 down to the 28-yard line, and that's going to be offsides. I think it was 44 Burton that jumped off sides there for the Buckeyes, so that's going to mark off 5.
So instead of 3rd and 9, they're going to have 3rd and 4, which is going to be a huge break as Big Matt Burton just got caught chomping at the bit a little bit too hard, and these Buckeye secondary will have to tighten up here. Not quite sure, watching warm-ups, how devastating the kicking game is for Godley, but this may be 4-down territory for them.
All right, here's the snap. Burke drops back, dumps one over the middle, complete to Purdy. And he fights his way forward after catching the ball another 5 yards. They are inside the 20 on the Buckeyes and just executing extremely well, moving the ball down the field with ease.
Yeah,
this kind of reminds me of Evangel. You remember when we used to go watch Evangel?
He's
very well disciplined, run good routes, throw the ball well.
He's 6 for 6 in this drive so far, Jeff, and just going straight down the field.
Here's the snap. Going for the end zone, and it's going to be fumbled out of bounds. And no score there. That's first incompletion. And if you're going to have an incompletion, the best place to do it is when you're striking for the end zone.
Yeah, that's 21, Kiki Johnson out on the coverage man-to-man. And so far, Coach Edwards is going to be very content to let his athletes match up with Godley's athletes. But so far, they've marched down the field, Jeff, about 70 yards inside the red zone, 2nd and 10. The Buckeyes need to make a stand right here.
All right, quarterback keeper around the right side. Going to pick up some yardage inside the 15 to the 14.
And you see Burke there, the quarterback, number 12. He's not the fastest speedster in the world, but
they're trying to keep him honest.
Yeah, he takes what the defense gives him, brings up 3rd and 4, and a great time right here for the Buckeyes to stand up. Watch Purdy. The Buckeyes are giving them a big seam out there. Let's see if they raise straight up and hit him.
All right, fakes the handoff. All right, they're going to blow that one. That's going to be illegal procedure against Godby, their first penalty of the game. That's going to back them up. Instead of 3rd and 5, they're going to be looking at 3rd and 10.
Yeah, huge break for the Buckeyes there, moving them back towards the 19-yard line. And maybe 2-down territory or 4-down territory, Jeff, here for Godley. Watch this crossing route, and once again, watch targeting number 1, that's their leading receiver, Parker Pretty. And he will be lined up man-to-man against number 14. That is Dylan Flewellen. That's about the best matchup the Buckeyes can have.
2 receivers wide to the left, 1 now wide to the right. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back, fires one. Pass intended for number 11 on the 10-yard line falls incomplete.
Cody Guidry comes up from his safety position, breaks that one up, and now we've got 4th and 10. Let's see what Godley decides to do here. Jeff, they're going to go for it, and this is the opportunity here for the Buckeye Black Flag defense to get off the field and tackle everything in front of the sticks. But once again, watch out for number 1.
Yeah, here's the pass. They're going to try to go to Purdy. And that ball is going to be caught right through the hands of Jaden Griffin and right into the hands of the receiver. in the end zone, and that is going to be Godley striking first as they get the first score.
As Jaden Griffith's just sick, as that goes right through his hands, Jeff.
I thought that was picked off for sure.
Yeah, and it was underthrown, and Jaden had a shot at that one, but unable to come up with it. Went right through his hands as the extra point is up and barely good. And just like that, Godley's winning the toss pays off. They go down the field in 3 minutes and 36 seconds.
Well, very impressive drive.
Yeah,
they start all the way on the 11-yard line and they drive down 89 yards 11 plays. They have, 2 incompletions?
Yep, 2 incompletions.
3
3
incompletions.
incompletions. And Jeff, obviously, there's no secret about what they're going to do. And let's see if the Buckeye offense now can come out and answer. That's exactly what Coach Metzel had planned, is to give his defense the first shot. 2 things that you notice, Jeff. Number 1, Burke gets rid of the ball very quickly.
Yep.
So Matt Burton and that defensive front, the Buckeyes were content to sit back in the secondary and play the pass, not really bringing any blitzes or doing anything fancy up front, and the Buckeyes unable to get pressure with 3 men. But it wasn't necessarily because the blocking was so great. It's just because Burke gets rid of the ball very quickly. If he can stand back there and just pick the Buckeyes apart as he did on that last drive, Jeff, that's about as good as Godley can get it.
All right, swivel kick. It's going to be kicked over here to Mason Hurt. He's not going to get much of a return, but because it was a short kick, we're going to have great field position to start out as Brandon Tennyson leads the offense onto the field. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Buckeye 42-yard line.
And we are going to go with the wind, so we're heading north, Jeff. So you could tell when the Buckeyes were warming up, I think the winds died down a little bit looking at the flags now. But the stadium here is built in a bowl and the wind can swirl.
All right, trip receivers right, 2 to the left. Tennyson drops back, tries to set up a screen, and they do a good job of getting in there and breaking that up. You can tell they've watched some film. And that ball is going to fall incomplete, bring up 2nd and 10 from the 42.
Yeah, Dylan just kind of missed his route there, Jeff. That's just our regular lake screen that we run very often on our first set, and Dylan just went the wrong way.
Okay, handoff, right side, big hole, number 4.
Guidry.
The speedster, Cody Guidry, and he gets a big gain out there, about 18 yards or so on the run, out past midfield, inside the 40-yard line to the 39-yard line of Godley.
Yeah, and you can just tell with rushing 3 guys, Godley's got their hands full trying to stop the Buckeyes with the run or the pass.
Fakes the handoff and dumps it across the middle. Rowan Fluellen on the catch, and that's going to be right at that first down marker. They're going to move the chains again.
Yeah, and this starts to look like a track meet, doesn't it, Jeff? As these teams just blaze up and down the field. 1st and 10 Buckeyes inside the 30 now. 8:05 left to play here in this first quarter. Buckeyes trail 7-0.
Okay, dropping back. Tennyson on the run, dumps it out to the left side. I believe that is Mason Hurt.
That may be.
On the reception, who was it? I couldn't see the number.
Yeah,
that
that's
was Mason. So Mason's going to be good for about 5 yards on that one. That'll bring up 2nd, and more than that, actually. He had 7 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 3rd. Buckeyes knocking on the door, almost in the red zone.
Yeah, they brought a blitz from the outside there. BT handled that well, trusted his feet, and found the open man.
All right, Smith, the ball carrier, up the middle, inside the 20. That 3-yard carry puts him on the 18.
That'll be close to a first down. If it's 3rd down, Jeff, it's 3rd down in way less than a yard. 4-down territory, the Buckeyes inside the red zone and playing quick. Here comes a blitz.
I look for Brandon to run this. Nope, they're going to hand it off to number 3, Smith, and he cuts up the middle, easily gets the first down inside the 15 to the 12.
Yeah, Jeff, and you get the sense early on that Godley is a little bit overmatched athletically as they haven't really stopped the run, haven't really stopped the pass. I think the Buckeye offense, as long as they stay disciplined, is going to kind of have their way tonight. It's going to be all about the Buckeye defense figuring out a way to stop Burke and those.
All right, firing for the end zone. It's number 14, and he's going to step out of it.
Touchdown.
No, they're going to call it a
got his
touchdown.
foot down.
It looked like he was stepped out of bounds from my angle, but luckily he reels in his first touchdown of the night. Last week had 3 touchdowns, 1 called back. If he'd have had 4, it would have been a Buckeye record.
Yeah, and this time he gets the tying Buckeye record for most touchdown receptions in a season. tying the great Curtis Brown with 17, and you got to think that Dylan Fluellen's a long way from finish this season, probably a long way from finish tonight, as he will likely take over that spot. Hernandez with the kick is up and good, and the Buckeyes with 6:47 left in the first quarter tie this game 7-all. Let's see if the Buckeyes can hold serve with the black flag when we come back right after these messages.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, back here in Mesquite, we are at Hambly Stadium, and it's time for the Buckeyes to kick off after the score, and it is a big one. He put his foot in that one, ball bouncing around, fielded on the 1-yard line, returning it up the middle, looked for a big hit here, and going to be tackled just past the 20-yard line. They got out to about the 23. So, Todd, 89 yards, pretty easy while ago for Burke and that Godley offense. And they're going to come back out and see if they can march down the field and do it again, this time starting from the 22.
And, Jeff, they've doubled their field position. They started the last drive on the 11. It did not really matter. But the Buckeyes just had some missed opportunities. I mean, Jaden Griffin had that ball picked down here in the end zone and probably was going to be in a foot race with Burke all the way back to his own end zone. Let's see if the Buckeyes can figure out how to get pressure here.
All right, this will be an interception this series. They dump one out, a little out route, and that gets out to the 27-yard line.
That's 17. Rowan Fluellen on the tackle, comes up from his safety position. And once again, that's pretty, Jeff, and I'm not talking about the pass.
Yeah.
I was talking about the receiver, number 1, Parker Pretty.
Handoff up the middle and instantly dropped down by big
gracious.
number 44, Burton.
He just disappeared.
Yeah, he literally vanished. Like
He was
abracadabra.
there.
Where'd he go?
You could see the purple jersey, and then all of a sudden, he literally was wearing number 44. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5, and Jeff, a huge opportunity for the Buckeye defense here to get off the field. They're obviously not in 4-down territory here.
All right, 3 receivers to the left. Pulling up, looking to pass. Got a man wide open out in the flat. Going to be tackled by Dylan Fluellen, but not until after getting a big gain and a first down. They are at the 41.
Yeah, they just read the safeties there, put 3 men in the zone, only 2 men to cover them, and Burke hits the open man. And they come out in attack mode, and once again, very reminiscent of the last drive, just picking the Buckeyes apart.
All right, he drops back, fires another one, and almost picked off.
Goodness, and big number 24 Choice got his hand on that. Otherwise, Dylan Fluellen probably has that one picked. That is the second pass of the night by Burke that he just gets away with. And if Choice from his outside linebacker position there doesn't get his big paw up, I think Dylan has that one picked. But once again, 2nd and 10 for Godley now from their own 41.
Here's the snap, handoff up the middle. Nice run there by the running back. Gets out to the 45-yard line. That's about a 4-yard gain. And I tell you what, Burke is coming, Todd, as advertised. He can sling the football down the field, and he's got several receivers that run good, clean routes, get out open field, and try to run upfield when they get the catch.
Yeah, as Coach Metzel says, not so athletic, but if you can throw it and catch it, that's the great equalizer. And they have shown that here. But once again, a 3rd down and 6 opportunity for the Buckeye black flag to get off the field here, see if they can get some pressure.
All right, Buckeyes go man. Pulls up, got a man open. Open field tackle there by number 2, Griffin, but not until after another Godley first down, this time at the Buckeye 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's too easy on that one. Jaden Griffin is playing man coverage. It's 3rd and 6, and he's 8 yards deep, and just gave him way too much cushion. Now he's up in press coverage.
All right, they're going for the same receiver, and this time Jaden is right there, does a good job defensively, does not draw a flag. I mean, he played him close to the line that time, and they tried to run a little inside route, and Jaden does a good job getting his hand up there and knocking the ball away. Good job. 2nd and 10.
Playing straight man. Coach Edwards basically saying, look, our athletes are better than your athletes, and we'll play you straight man-to-man. And I tell you what, Burke and these Godley receivers don't mind that. They'll take their shots with an accurate quarterback, and so far they did okay on the first drive.
All right, one back in the backfield. They're going to hand off on the left side, and he's going to get nothing. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10 from the 42. Buckeyes looking at the money down.
Huge play here. This is likely 4-down territory for Godley. Really nothing to lose. You saw the extra point attempt, Jeff, after their first touchdown drive. The kicker barely got it over the upright, so he's not going to be trying any 30-plus yard field goals. They're 42 yards out here, 3rd and 10. Let's see if this is an incomplete pass. Maybe they punt it, but they got to think this is 2-down territory.
All right, pulls up, got a man out, and they just simply drop it. And believe it or not, that is their number 1 target who drops that ball, and they're bringing out the punt team. And a little surprising to me because they're in Buckeye territory. They're on the 42-yard line. They know that the Buckeyes are capable of moving the ball down the field if they start on the 5-yard line or if they start at the 42. If it's me, I would have went for it. As accurate as he's been tonight, I'm a little shocked here that they're not doing that.
Yeah, watch out here as they go to a widespread formation, and the Buckeyes got to protect here. Oh, my goodness.
High snap, and they're going to punt it away. That ball might get in the end zone. It looks like it's going to bounce into the end zone, and so that's going to come back out to the 20. And Buckeyes will take over 1st and 10 from the 20.
So the black flag gets a stop, folks, and here comes number 11, Brandon Tennyson, and the fast break Buckeye offense starting 1st and 10 from their 20, 80 yards away. There was not much that the Godley Wildcats could do to stop the Buckeyes in the first drive. Let's see if that is the case here again. 1st and 10 Buckeyes from the 20, 3:48 remaining. Score is tied 7-7.
I'd start with a fly route. All right, Tennyson pulls up. It's going to dump it out. Short pass, complete. Drop for a loss. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. That pass was complete to Ward.
Yeah, was
that Ward or I think that was Ward.
That's number 2, Jaden Griffin, I think.
No, that was 30. It's 32. That was Ward on the reception. Here's the snap. Quarterback keeper Tennyson around the left side. And he is tripped up. Great defensive open field tackle. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, maybe a half a yard. The Buckeyes are looking at 3rd and 10 as Godley coming in, doing a great job making a stand here defensively.
Yeah, let's see what the Buckeyes go to here. Coach Metzel does not like to punt the ball, but got to stop, and now they put themselves in a hole. 3rd down and 10, and the Buckeye offense is going to have to find a way, and they jump. Left tackle jumps off for the Buckeyes, turns into the 3rd and 15, and we have some self-inflicted wounds there as it's challenging enough at 3rd down and 10 from your own 20. Now let's try 3rd and 15 from your own 15. As Buckeyes just going to have to play discipline here tonight. They're athletically superior to Godley, but so far we've got a stalemate on the scoreboard, 7-7.
Tennyson drops back. Inside route complete to number 17, and they are going to stop him as he gets back maybe just past the original line of scrimmage, and that is a big stop by the Godley defense, and it will force the Buckeyes to punt.
Here comes big number 20, the Hernandez, as the Godley Wildcats get a stop against the Buckeyes. They couldn't run it, couldn't throw it, and a little self-inflicted wound with the illegal procedure penalty on that stops the Buckeyes with a 3-and-out deep in their own territory. Look at this formation, Jeff. As we've got a flag down.
And that's going to be, that's too many men on the field, so that's going to be against Buckeyes. Going to back them up again. We're going to be kicking literally from the end zone.
Yeah, as Davion Smith, the senior captain, thought he was supposed to be on the field and then realized he wasn't and tried to get off. And let's see what Coach Metzel does here, staying in this same formation potentially. I think they will punt it and try to punt it down to the right side, Jeff, as I don't think that this is a fake this deep in the end zone, but not a formation we've seen from the Buckeyes at all.
And a good punt by Hernandez. Takes a bounce, and it is going to go all the way from the end zone, basically, folks, all the way to the 22-yard line.
As good as it gets on special teams with Big Hernandez, the leg, as he flips the field for the Buckeyes. 2:02 left here in the first quarter, a 62-yard punt.
62-yard punt. Amazing.
My gracious, what a weapon that his leg is. And the Buckeye black flag gets the ball back to the offense, but they 3 and out. The Godley Wildcats 2 minutes and 2 seconds away, Jeff, from basically being able to say after one quarter, hey, we're in this game. So they have not been overwhelmed by the Buckeyes offensively. The best defense is a great offense as Burke and these Godley Wildcats come out and have been able to move the ball effectively against the Buckeyes, especially through the air. Let's see if the black flag can get this air attack figured out here. 1st and 10, Godley at their own 22.
Quarterback keeper looked like an option play. He decided to keep it, and he just got creamed by Luke Watson and Burton.
Yeah, that's called a no option. That's called try not to get your head ripped off. That's going to be no gain as Burke runs into no man's land where Watson and Burton just sandwich him.
All right, they're trying to draw the Buckeyes off. They got one back in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 man in the slot. Burke, the quarterback, fakes the handoff, pulls up, looking to pass, and Jaden Griffin gets a hand on it, but unable to reel it in. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for Godley.
Yeah, Devion Smith from his safety position has that one nailed too. If Jaden doesn't get any hand on that, Davion intercepts that pass. But once again, money down as for the second time in a row. The Buckeyes get Godley deep in their own territory, 3rd and 10. They were able to flood that zone on the wide side of the field and look for number 1, Pretty, that's going to go to that wide side, Jeff, and see if they can't work that zone triangle over there at the wide side against the Buckeyes. There's a 3rd receiver right there.
Pass is complete, and he is hit instantly after a 5-yard gain. That's going to bring up 4th and 5, and Godley surely here will punt the ball away.
Yeah, they're going to punt the football here, and a minute 12 left, and that's not a bad possession for Godley. But they are going to give the Buckeyes, once again, Jeff, who started this game on defense, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. This first quarter almost gone, 7-7 stalemate. Number 17, Rowan Fluellen, standing back about his own 40-yard line with under a minute left to play in the first quarter to see if this Buckeye offense can get things back on track.
All right. Punt is going to hit the ball around the 43-yard line and bounce around the 36. And so Buckeyes going to take over with pretty good field position, 1st and 10 from their 36. And after the last 3 and out, we'll see if they can't get some momentum going and get the ball down the field. 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and the score is 7-7 as Godley has played the Buckeyes quite well here in this first quarter.
Yeah, punching over their weight class. That's pretty evident, Jeff, athletically that Godley's a little bit overmatched, but they're bringing blitzes and just trying to disrupt this Buckeye offense any way they can.
Here's the snap. Tennyson drops back, got time, finds an open receiver. That's going to be a 12-yard gain and a 1st down.
That's 17, the young sophomore Rowan Fluellen making his presence felt, moving the chains. 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The Buckeyes trying to get it over into Godley territory.
Handoff up the middle, got a room to run. That number 4, and he gets about 9.5, 10. They're going to move the chains again on that 10-yard runs by Guidry.
Buckeyes playing fast, Jeff.
All right, here's the snap. Handoff again to Guidry, and he dives forward for a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
That's probably going to be the last play of the first quarter, Jeff, as the Buckeyes driving 7-7 tie as I don't think we'll get another play off here. No, we will not. Into the first quarter, folks, 7-7. Your Buckeyes driving inside the 40-yard line. We'll be right back with a word from our great sponsors right after this.
Because of investments in our surrounding infrastructure, eTex offers advanced improvements in internet connections, service experience, and quality of life for our customers. The driving force for eTex has been to create a state-of-the-art company using both the latest technology and local expert technicians, people you know. And best of all, a certified support team that delivers quality support within hours, not days. eTex, local support from the team you trust.
All right, back to the action here in Mesquite Hamby Stadium. Beautiful Hamby Stadium, and that's the end of the first quarter. Your score is 7-7, and the Buckeyes have the ball marching down the field. It is 2nd and 7, ball spotted on the 38-yard line of Godley.
Now the Buckeyes mounting a good drive here, playing quickly and balancing out very well the run and the pass. And number 4 is up for the Buckeyes right now in the rotation. That is Cody Guidry, and capable. 2nd and 7 now inside of the Godley 40. Let's see what the Buckeye offense has in store.
All right. Looking to handoff, got some confusion, and look at Tennyson staying on his feet, dodging tackles, but still, after all of that, only gets a yard. He's actually going to lose a yard. And so we just had a miscommunication there. That's going to set them back 3rd and 9, ball on the 40.
Yeah, that was a draw play, and they blitzed perfectly straight into it, blew it up, and Brandon was able to pull it back and keep that from being a 4-yard loss, but nevertheless, 3rd and long.
Tennyson looking to pass, got a man open, almost picked off. That was just a little bit out in front of Dylan Fluellen. It is going to be 4th and 9, ball on the 40, and I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, we're going to go for it here. That was just not a good pass by Brandon, who had contact there on the last play and kind of got hit on his right shoulder. I don't think that's going to be a factor, but we're going to go for it here.
All right, here's the snap. Tennyson drops back under pressure, finds a receiver. Number 14, Fluellen, get upfield. He's got the first down, and almost to the 20. He gets down to the 22-yard line, and that is a big first down on 4th down.
Yeah, big conversion. BT stuck in the pocket, 2 men blitzing on that side. Guidry did a great job picking up the outside man. BT's feet bought him the rest of the time he needs. Buckeyes still driving now, knocking on the door of the red zone.
All right, handoff around the left side to Guidry. He cuts up field as the corner does a good job coming up and pressing, forcing him inside, and their linebackers do a good job scraping down there. That's textbook. Great defensive play by Godley keeps his Buckeyes to a gain of about a half a yard. That's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, one thing you notice is that Godley tackles very well. They wrap up, and once you get one Godley Wildcat on a Buckeye, it doesn't seem like he basically goes anywhere after that first contact. 2nd down and 9. Here comes the blitz.
All right, handoff up the middle. Number 3, he's got room outside. He's got a blocker. He's going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Yeah, great play there by number 3, Davion Smith. And sorry, that was a run blitz, and Davion Smith just ran right by it. That kind of speed and footwork, so patient using his blocker outside. You just got no answer for that. That is Davion Smith being Davion Smith. For the Buckeyes. Let's see if we go for 2 here. Nope. We're going to settle for the extra point. 10:22 left in the first quarter. Your Buckeyes stretched this to 13-7. Extra point left to come. Guidry in on the hold.
All right, here's the kick. Ball is up through the uprights, and that is another Buckeye score. So the Buckeyes go up on top for the first time in this game. 10:22 left to play in the second quarter. Buckeyes lead 14-7. We'll be right back.
Growing up as a child in East Texas, I was always taught that I had to outwork my opponent. That same principle has carried over into our law firm. And for over 20 years, we've outworked each and every insurance company, lawyer, or corporation we've gone against. If you look at our results, they prove it. Put us to work for you, and we promise to never stray from the same East Texas work ethic that you were raised on.
Back to Mesquite, E.H. Hanby Stadium. The Buckeyes just scored. They're going to kick off now to Godley, who has really played an extremely good first quarter against the Buckeyes.
Very clean, Jeff. That drive was 8 plays, 64 yards. Take 2 minutes, 12 seconds off the clock. And tack another 7 on the board for the Buckeyes. They lead 14-7. Jeff, as you say, Godley's played about as well as they can possibly play, but the Buckeyes have played well too. They kicked off to start this game, so they are up a serve, so to speak. We will see what the kick holds here as going against the wind, a different philosophy, different kicker in for the Buckeyes. That's our onside specialist, number 29. He's going to pooch kick this one.
And that is going to go out of bounds. And that was number 29 on the kick there. who's just been deadly this year. Chavez, he is, you remember in one game back-to-back, 2 of the prettiest onside kicks I've ever seen. And so they may be setting that up for later. But Godley will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line, so good field position for them. They're going to try to be aggressive in this second quarter and get the ball down the field. Let's see if the Buckeye defense can hold them.
Yeah, the Buckeyes with several missed opportunities, interceptions that just kind of went right through their hands. Let's see here, this second quarter can change a little bit of that luck as they're going to continue to play kind of the same scheme.
Handoff up the middle. Fighting forward, nice run, good attempt. Going to be good for about 3 yards. That's going to bring up 2nd and 7. They're going to give him, we'll call that 2nd and short 7. How about that?
Yeah.
2nd and 6. Fakes the handoff, drops back, looking across the middle. Good defense there by number 17, Rowan Fluellen, as he defends the post.
Yeah, Rowan looks like he was actually in the playbook. So he positions himself beautifully on the inside. They're going towards Pretty, and still Burke tries to sneak that one in there on the back shoulder. But you can't play it any better than Rowan Fluellen played it right there. Huge opportunity for the Buckeye defense to get off the field here, 3rd and 6.
2 receivers left, 2 right, now 3 right. Pulls up, looking to pass, and again, number 17 in there for the defense. That was Rowan Fluellen once again, and that brings up 4th and 6, and they're going to have to punt it away again. Got to be a little bit frustrated if you're on the Godley side of the ball.
Yeah, that's 3 straight drives that the Buckeye defense, and especially the secondary, has stepped up. And right there, that is the young 17 that's growing up right in front of your eyes, folks. That's Rowan Fluellen, definitely the sophomore of the year, maybe in the whole state, as he makes his case. But he gets better and better and better, and he makes 2 huge defensive plays there to force a punt situation that evidently is a punt situation from the 44 for Godley.
All right, Wildcats, another high snap and a terrible punt.
Woo!
This is like it's going to be a net 6-yard punt, basically. So the Buckeyes get a big break there. It's almost like a turnover on downs. It was such a terrible punt from the Wildcats. And so Buckeyes get great field position as they get to come out 1st and 10, ball on the 49-yard line of the Wildcats. So that was that may be the worst punt I've ever seen.
It was pretty bad.
I mean, literally. What was it, 5 yards? That was a 5-yard punt.
I've seen one go backwards.
Yeah.
Well,
Eric Conant saying he's seen one go backwards before. So, all right, here we go. Brandon Tennyson, one back in the backfield. It is Smith. And he's going to hand it to Smith, who is instantly met. Great job there outside by the Wildcats to get on that play. And Smith limps off the field as he looks like he may have tweaked his ankle a little bit. He's over there walking it off. So here is Cody Guidry in the backfield. And that is, they were sending a blitz from the corner, and he was offsides by about 7 yards as he was in the backfield long before the ball was snapped, and so that's going to be an offsides penalty, and we'll give the Buckeyes much needed 5 yards on this drive.
Yeah, that's going to be just a huge plus. Hey, Godley's letting it all hang out right now. They bring a corner blitz, and if the timing was off, it was off for about 3 different steps. Is number 6, Marche Spraglin, a name that we've heard a lot early in the season, is back in action for the Buckeyes and to the outside. 2nd down and very manageable 5 from the Godley 45.
All right, Tennyson. Handoff. It's a jet sweep. Number 2, Griffin. He's got room to run. Turns it upfield and does a good job getting the 1st down inside the 35. They're going to spot it on the 35. So there's a big 1st down for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, just taking what the defense gave him there is Jaden Griffin turns on the Jets. Great blocking. He ran 6 yards before anybody touched him and moved the chains.
All right, here's a snap. Going deep. They're looking over the shoulder. Look at that catch. Number 14, Dylan Fluellen. What a great catch by Dylan Fluellen as he scores his 2nd score of the night.
And that is 17 touchdowns for Dylan Fluellen to take the all-time Gilmer High School one-season passing touchdown reception record away from Curtis Brown. Congratulations to Dylan, and we said he wasn't finished yet, but I tell you what, that may be one of the prettier touchdown passes in all of those touchdown catches that you'll see. That was a beautiful thing.
All right, here's the kick. It's up and good. Hernandez doing a very good job this year with extra points and field goals. Won the game and with 0 seconds on the clock for us with his leg against Pleasant Grove. Folks, we'll be right back. It is Gilmer 21, Wildcats 7.
For 120 years, First National Bank of East Texas has been earning the trust of our customers and our East Texas communities through ever-changing times with the commitment, dedication, and financial strength of our network of branches across East Texas, fulfilling dreams big and small and earning your trust every day. Let our friendly, expert staff serve you and your family's financial needs. First National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better.
All right, folks, back to the action here in 8EH Hanby Stadium in Mesquite, Texas. Gilmer Buckeyes just went up on top of the Wildcats with 8:55 left to play in the second quarter. It is now 21-7, and Buckeyes going to kick off to the Wildcats. And the Wildcats did a great job, Todd, right from the start, just driving down the field like, man, this is going to be a long night. And then the Buckeye defense since then has kind of shut down everything they've tried to do.
Last 3 drives have ended in punts for Godley, and the last 3 drives for the Buckeyes ended in touchdowns, as that was a 49-yard drive for the Buckeyes, as once again the kick goes out of bounds, so the Buckeyes a little bit snake bit. But 49 yards in 3 plays, took 56 seconds, ended with a beautiful 17th touchdown reception, record setting for Dylan Fluellen from Brandon Tennyson, and you can't throw it much better and you can't catch it much better.
Doesn't. You talk about a couple of good kids. You talk about these Fluellen boys. You know, I had an opportunity this last week, Todd. You were there to interview those 2 guys and their dad, Daniel Fluellen, on the Coaches Show. If you haven't seen that, folks, go out to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show and watch this last episode. And those are 2 fine young men. I know their dad's very proud of them. He stepped into the camera and talked a little bit to us about his boys, and the boys got an opportunity to talk about what this football program has meant to them as young men. And so if you haven't checked that out yet, go out to GilmerBuckeyes.com, check out the Coaches Show, and watch those guys. So here goes Godby's next attempt, trying to get some points on the board. They're going to hand off left side, got a little bit of a hole, tackled from behind by big number 54. I think that's Borda.
Stops him for about a 3-yard gain, Jeff. As you mentioned, Dylan Fluellen, we will hear from him on Sunday on the red zone as well.
That was Braylon Ward, actually. So I'm not sure who moved there. That's either offsides or illegal procedure. I'm not sure who's going to get the penalty on this one.
They're hard counting us, and they have gotten us 3 different occasions here, as that will drive Coach Tommy Edwards crazy as they pick up 5 easy yards anytime they can. Burke, a smart senior, very disciplined, Jeff. They've only turned the ball over 11 times in 10 games, whereas the Buckeyes have turned it over 36 times, to just kind of give you an idea of how rare their turnovers are. And it's because they play smart and gain 5 yards there for nothing. And get a first down there with the run play. That's 6. Bartlett out to the 48-yard line, Jeff. The Godley Wildcats move the chains.
Moving the chains. Gilmer's turned it over 23 times.
23 times,
23 times. Here's a quarterback keeper around the right side, and he'll be good for maybe a yard or 2 there. And you know, the thing is, up until last week, I think our net in the turnover department was like a -3 or something like that. So it kind of worked out as far as our defense and the offense. So 2nd and 9 here. Ball spotted on the 48-yard line. Motion. Here's the snap. Looking to pass. Launches one down the sideline, and it is caught. What a great catch there by the receiver, number 10. Big play by Godley to move it all the way down to near the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Marche Spraglin just gave up on that one, Jeff. He could have laid out and blocked that, but he just kind of waved at it. And number 10, the receiver, did not give up on it, kept running right to the spot, makes a great shoestring catch, moves the chains for Godley.
Quarterback keeper around the left side, and he wanted to option it off, and it was like, well, I'm not getting it.
He ran out of room.
So that's going to be marked a loss of at least a yard. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And that was a great ball laid in there on the fly route. I think Marche was a little scared to lay out for it because if he fell down, he couldn't chase down the receiver. Here's the snap. Fires one toward the end zone, and that is going to be caught. That is Guidry on the pass coverage down there, and he does a good job. He's right there, but the receiver just does a good job of reeling it in, and they are now 1st and goal, ball on about the 7-yard line.
They threw it right by his ear.
High snap. Quarterback's able to pull it down, and he is going to throw it out of bounds as he's knocked out of bounds over on the Gilmer sideline. And that was just an incredibly – they're lucky he was as tall as he is because that ball nearly went to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, he pulled the Stump Godfrey. You saw Stump do that probably 20 times his senior year where the ball's going over his head, and he just bats it up straight in the air to himself. Very athletic play there by Burke and saves a huge loss as that was coming out like a shot out of a cannon. And he just made a great play for his team there to avoid the huge loss.
Dropping back, looking to pass, got a man open, and he's caught it and going to be right at the 1-yard line. Not quite inside. That was pretty.
Yeah, and they're picking on Marche, spraggling a little bit here, coming back to the action. This is going to be 3rd and goal from the 1. Power package coming in. Let's see if they can run this into the teeth of the Buckeye defense. Is that more than – look, how many guys are in the huddle?
Yeah, they're bringing their big boys in now, and they're going to try to run this one straight up the gut. They think they can get the yard they need. Quarterback goes under center, hands it off, and they are going to – the Buckeyes are going to shut them down. They're not going to get in the end zone.
They had 12 men on the field. I guarantee you.
And so that's going to bring up 3rd.
Now that'll be 4th and that's 4th and goal.
4th and goal
at the 1, and look for play action here, and look for number 1 Pretty as the Buckeye defense with an opportunity to make a goal line stand here and really choke off the chances here for the Wildcats in the shotgun.
Yeah, they're going back to the shotgun, one back in the backfield. They're going to throw this ball 4th and 1. 4th and need 1 for a touchdown. They're going to pass, and they got it. Touchdown, Wildcats. Great job.
Yeah, that's pretty. And that's just going to work the back end of that zone as number 4, Guidry, lost track of the receiver. And they convert to stay in this game, quite frankly, Jeff, because if the Buckeyes stop them there and go down and score, it makes this a 3-score game. So that's really a 14-point play right there. For the Wildcats as they managed to stay in this one. Extra point left to come. Buckeyes still lead 21-13. Blocked, and that is going to be – that is incomplete and a blocked kick by the Buckeyes. That's huge as they gain an extra point there. But 6:03 left to play in this first half, Jeff. 21-13 Buckeyes lead. We'll be right back after these messages.
Winningham Chevrolet is proud to support the Gilmer Buckeyes. Don't miss out on the 15% savings on the 2020 Blazer, Equinox, and Trax. And remember, our service department is now open Saturday 8 to 12. Stop by and see Jay, Roger, and Lindsay at Winningham Chevrolet.
And Godley coming back off of a drive that just on the arm of Burke. Once again, that's going to be their whole team. They drive down the field and score on 4th and goal, from the 1-yard line, and manage to convert. And as our colleague here, Joe Dodd, keeping stats here for the Guru, Mark Skinner, tells us, just 3rd and 4th down, they have just basically been able to convert over and over and over again. Very effective on the arm of Burke, and they stay in this game, Jeff. 6:03 left to play in the first half, and the Buckeyes are going to get back.
All right, fielded on the 27-yard line. Number 4, Guidry, is going to get back to the 34. So they do a good job of getting down and covering that kick. I've never thought of Joe as a colleague before. I suppose he is. Just never called him a colleague. I've called him lots of other things.
Never a colleague?
Never a colleague. This is a first.
Well, this is the profession that he knows a lot more about than we do in terms of the broadcast. So we take direction well, Jeff. And
we fake it better than anybody.
That is absolutely correct.
Fake it till you make it. 20 years in, we're still faking it. All right, Tennyson rolls to his left side, dumps one, got a man open for a first down, 12-yard gain, 17 Rowan Fluellen.
It's just BT being BT. Rolling to his left, spinning around, throwing to his right. That is just the 6 months of Stump Godfrey coaching right there. Every single day, 2 hours a day, and BT, you move the chains on that one. You can't throw it much better than that.
Top package for the Buckeyes. Handoff, number 4, Guidry, cuts back to the left side, and he's not going to get a thing. In fact, he's going to lose a couple. And I'll tell you what, Wildcats playing some good defense down here. They're very disciplined, and it looks like we've got a late flag on the field here, which probably means personal foul.
Well, we have a
Wildcat player down, and while they're attending to him, we're going to cut to commercial. We'll be right back.
The Med Shop Pharmacy in Gilmer's features a drive-through pharmacy for all your prescription and over-the-counter drug needs. Place refills using our free phone app RX2Go, or use our convenient auto refill line 24/7 at 903-680-2626. Stop by and see our unique gift items for all occasions, or visit us on the web at gilmermedshop.com. And don't forget, the Med Shop is your flu shot and vaccine headquarters for the fall and winter season. The Med Shop Pharmacy, your friendly hometown pharmacy.
All right, as we are back with a flagged field play on first down. So we got an illegal blindside block, and that was against Arona, the sophomore. And that is going to move the Buckeyes back 15 yards and create 1st and 25. So not at all what the Buckeyes wanted to have, as with 5:31 left to play and Godley being able to convert to stay in this game, 21-13 on a 4th and goal from the 1. Now the Buckeye offense in a hole here to start this series.
All right, dropping back. Tennyson's going to air one out, and guess what? Wide open. Number 6, Spraglin but we have a flag on the play. They take it all the way to the house, but unfortunately there is a flag by the back judge. They are going to bring that back.
Well, if that
totally
is
blown coverage.
If that is a hold, that is going to take the Buckeyes back from 1st and 25 to 1st and 35. That is a hold against the Buckeyes. 69-yard touchdown to Marche Spraglin, called back, as the Buckeyes making it challenging for the Buckeyes. As once again, Jeff, this is a critical series. I talked about the 4th down and goal from the 1 being a 14-point play, and this is exactly why. So, if the Buckeyes get a stop there, you maintain a 14-point lead and get the ball back. Now you are down. You're up only 8. You got the ball 1st and 10 from your own 21. You got to get all the way down to the Godley 44 for a first down.
Yeah, it's first down.
Forever.
First in Dallas. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Looking to pass. Got a potential receiver. Not going to just can't reel it in. That was intended for number 17, Rowan Fluellen. Going to fall incomplete, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 35.
Yeah, and you just get to the point where you kind of say, look, we got to get a positive play here on first down and just start chipping away.
They'll get it right here. They're not going to chip. They're going to try to make a big play here, or be content to punt it away. So look for them to go deep. They're sending everybody. It is 3 receivers going wide here, and here comes Gabi. They launch one, and guess what? It is he was under pressure when he threw it, but Dylan's running a post route, and that ball just flies out almost like a fly route. So that is going to bring up 3rd and 35. They'll get it on 3rd. It'll make it more spectacular. We'll all jump up and down. It'll be great.
Well, it's either 3rd or you get half of it back and try to go for it on 4th down with a 21-13 lead. Don't look for Coach Metzel to do that with 4:53 left. But maybe this is something a little more conservative, maybe even a draw play here. 3rd down and forever.
Well, you got to get it here or they're going to have to punt. And so dropping back, looking to pass, got Watson over the middle, out past the 40-yard line, and that's going to bring up 4th and 14, which normally sounds bad, but actually not so much in this series. After we were looking at 1st and 35, 2nd and 35, and 3rd and 35. So,
yeah, the Buckeyes look like they're going to have the entire punting team come over to the sideline. trying to get the right personnel onto the field here as the play clock is running. And if they got a fake punt in the playbook, Jeff, maybe look for it here. But
well, I think they've got
nobody deep.
Here's the snap. It's a good one. Hernandez, and another great punt by Hernandez. Man, I mean, he just really has a leg. And down to the 14-yard line. Great punt there by Hernandez. And so now Godley will have another opportunity with 3:57 left to play.
We've got a flag on that play, Jeff, and that is going to be against the Buckeyes once again, as all of a sudden the Buckeyes just imploding from a discipline standpoint. Now, what are they?
They're asking.
Yeah, they're asking, do we punt it again? Of course you punt it again. It's all the way down at the 15-yard line. Yeah, Buckeyes have 7 penalties here just in this first half alone so far. And that one backs them up, and now they will have a man deep. Jeff, on that last play, they did not have anybody deep. Now Godley is going to have number 11 deep for them. That is Drew Coleman.
All right, once again, going to punt it again. Hernandez, number 20, good snap. Hernandez takes a good bounce. Going to be down inside, not quite to the red zone. Going to be on the 23-yard line. Still a good punt by Hernandez, but they do pick up about 8 yards by making them re-punt.
And Jeff, with 3:47 left to play in this first half, for Godley it's simple. You drive the length of the field and score, you got yourself a ball game now in the second half. As the Buckeyes have not exactly played mistake-free, missed some opportunities defensively with some interceptions. But, man, if you're Godley, you got to be happy with saying, well, here's where we are, 3:47, we're right in this game, and we've got the ball and a chance to go, potentially even draw even to end this first half. It's all about closing the half right now. Let's see what the Buckeyes do.
All right, Burt draws around to the right side, and he picks up a receiver on an out route, and that is going to be good for about 16 yards and a first down as they move the ball down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that's some younger Buckeyes out there rotating in defensively, and Kiki Johnson in that zone coverage just doesn't pick up the inside man. Now they're going to flood this zone on this side, Jeff.
All right, again, Burke overthrowing the football, and it was a good thing because he had lots of wide open field to run after the catch.
Yeah, they had the
so
Buckeyes on that
one. That was a lucky break
one
there by for the Buckeyes. 3:37 left to play. That's going to stop the clock.
Very fortunate as they had number 14, Dylan Fluellen, suck up and try to take the motion man, and the tight end ran right by him. Now they'll be in a tight formation, second down and long, and they moved. Yeah. And they're going to back up 5 yards. That's fortunate for the Buckeyes.
A lot of penalties in this game, both sides of the ball, mostly on the Buckeyes.
Yeah, their second penalty of the night, Jeff. They've played pretty disciplined, but that one's going to hurt. 2nd and 15, and now, Jeff, the Buckeyes with an opportunity on second down and long. Plenty of time left, 3:36, obviously a passing situation. If they can get an incomplete pass here, stop the clock, and manage to get the ball back, they'll have plenty of time to take a 2-score advantage.
All right, quarterback keeper up the middle, and he's going to run back to the original line of scrimmage +2. So that is going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Huge play
Clock
here, Jeff.
continues to run, and the Buckeyes, if they can make this stop right here, will get the ball back and be able to try to get another score before they go into the half.
And they will get the ball to start the second half as they lost the toss and Godley elected to receive. 3rd and long here. Let's see if the Buckeye black flag can get a stop.
Quarterback drops back. Burke got a complete pass out here, and just on second effort, the receiver gets the first down. That was just a great effort by their receiver to know where he was, know where the chains were, spin around, and pick up the first down. That was a great effort by the Wildcats.
Yeah, the Buckeyes have them right where they want them and unable to come up and make the tackle. Watch out on the top of your screen there, Jeff. Man-to-man coverage with their best receiver, pretty.
Yeah, an interception would be great here. Quarterback's forced out of the pocket. He's running for his life. Jet Jones misses him on the dive. Quarterback picks up another first down as he runs out of bounds on the right sideline. That was a 12-yard scamper.
Yeah, they wanted to target Pretty up on top, and he had to tuck that one and run, but the linebackers had bailed out into pass coverage and nobody home as Burke takes his chances and runs to green grass, moves the chains. And, Jeff, that was a huge 2 plays where the Buckeyes had an opportunity to get a stop and get off the field. And now they're into 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Godley driving inside the Buckeye 40.
All right, here's a snap. They hand off around the left side. He finds a hole and a little grass, picks up about 5 on that carry. 2nd and 5. Clock continues to run at 2:20.
That's exactly where Godley wants to be. If they can collapse the left side of that line and left Luke Watson on an island there, and Luke makes the tackle, but not before they pick up 6 on first down.
Burke drops back, overthrown.
Yeah, that's going to stop the clock as that's number 17, Rowan Fluellen. He really could have laid the receiver out, and he did a great job holding up and not taking the bait. Brings up 3rd down and 4, just over 2 minutes left to play in this half. And right now, Jeff, it's either your clock is your friend or the clock is your foe. If you can get a stop here, obviously passing down, then the Buckeyes do have all 3 timeouts and a chance to get the ball back, but they got to keep it in front of them, keep Godley from moving the chains here.
All right, here's the snap. Handoff fumble, and it fumbles forward and almost picked up a first down on a fumble. Godley recovers it, and they actually gain yardage. They're looking at a 4th and 2. Big decision here.
Yeah, they're going to
with
go
a minute
for it.
45.
They're going to let this play clock run all the way down, Jeff, and Coach Metzel is not going to call his timeout.
They're going for the end zone right here.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and 2, and look for them to take their shot. As you said, Jeff, this is smart coaching here. They probably take a timeout. They've got 3 to burn, and there's no reason not to take the timeout. They let all the time run off this. We're going to have just over a minute left to play with 4th down. The Buckeyes elect to keep their timeouts, bet on the defense here. And so far, as Joe Dodd tells us, 3rd and 4th down have belonged to the Godley Wildcats tonight. None bigger than the 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line. The Buckeyes unable to make a stop, and Godley will take a timeout. So, Jeff, let's talk a little bit about the key plays. The Buckeyes had Godley down in their own territory, 2nd down and 15 with about 3.5 minutes left, and a big scramble play, able to move the chains as Godley just doing everything that they possibly can to stay in this game. And for right now, Jeff, 1 minute and 9 seconds left in the half. Buckeyes lead 21-13. Here's a 4th and 2 and a huge opportunity if the Buckeyes can get off the field.
Here's something interesting, too. On 3rd down conversions, the Buckeyes have held their opponents to only 28% of those conversions. On 4th down, unfortunately, it jumps up to the 44-45% range. So conversion rates have been fairly effective against the Buckeyes, nearly almost a coin toss at 50-50. They have so we're going to see here, because Godley does a great job here letting the clock run down to 1 minute 9. They obviously want to try to pick up 3 yards and a first down and still have a little bit of time to strike for the end zone. So we'll see if they're going to actually go for it. I think they're going to try to just pick up the first. Look for an out route right here to the right side. They're trying to draw them off sides. Buckeyes, well coached, says, nope, not falling for that one. Not going to give it to you. You're going to have to earn it. And so here's the snap. We got our first down on the right side of the field. Number 4, Guidry there to make the stop for the Buckeyes, but that was just back coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, it's just a sweet play. It doesn't get any easier than that. Just pitch and catch out of the backfield. The Buckeyes brought a blitz from the inside. Godley just pinched down and cut that off and gave him plenty of time to deliver the ball to the outside.
Option to the left side. He pitches it, and they're going to miss the first tackle. And he's going to pick up a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8. 46 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, now the clock is your friend. You want to try to get a stop here as Luke Watson kind of gets up a little bit gimpy on that play. But watch out that you don't lose track of number 1 and get burned here.
Motion. Chops back. Going for the end zone. It's overthrown. Intercepted.
How about that play by Davion Smith? 25 seconds left. Now, Jeff, you stop Godley with 25 seconds, all 3 timeouts left. Let us see what Brandon Tennyson and the Buckeyes have in the playbook with 25 seconds. If they can get it down and even get into field goal range, that would be huge. They're moving against the wind and moving south here. They're 80 yards away with 25 ticks. We've seen the Buckeyes do a lot more damage than this, but you got to think that they're going to be bailing safeties and try to get somebody on number 14 right here as he can burn you in one play.
Yeah, probably going to run. They're going to launch one right down the middle of the field, and again, just overthrown. Not sure.
It didn't look like he just didn't even see the ball or just kind of gave up on that route. As he kind of let up and just, I don't know if he misread the safety, but by the time BT let it go, Dylan was just kind of into a slow jog. We're going to go complete spread formation once again in 19 seconds, obviously taking a shot.
Tennyson drops back, forced out of the pocket, running for his life, breaks one tackle, gets about 5 yards, and that's going to keep the clock ticking, and Buckeyes are going to call a timeout.
Yeah, 10 seconds left now to play. And Coach Metzel uses his first timeout of the half. And I'm not sure who that was targeting, but let's credit the Godley defensive coordinator. As Pretty gets up, we mentioned, Jeff, at the top of the show, he's going to play every snap. And he gets up a little gimpy on that play. But on that one, they're coming with a whole different blitz combination every single play. It seems like on every snap, they're going to bring pressure on Brandon Tennyson. And he hasn't had much trouble escaping that blitz. But once Godley gets close to any of the Buckeye ball carriers, they're excellent tacklers. They grab hold and they do not let go. And BT unable to escape the pocket there. Otherwise, you know what Brandon Tennyson is capable of when he gets loose in the open field. Now they're going to play 2 safeties deep all the way back to midfield. Let's see if they still don't try to take the shot here to number 14, Fluellen. Why not? 10 seconds left, 21-13, Buckeyes lead. They're going to get the ball to start the second half.
All right, here's the snap. Tennyson, fly route, and that is intended there for number 6, Marche Spraglin. Falls incomplete, going to bring 5 seconds left on the clock, and so they got one more shot at it. And you're just this is kind of a hope and a prayer.
Yeah, 4th down, so no matter what, you want to take all 5 seconds off the clock and make sure this is the last play of the half. The Buckeyes are going to keep number 4, Guidry, in for pass protection.
Okay, they're going to dump one. Hook and ladder, they're not falling for that one. And that'll be the end of the first half. And folks, we got a ball game. Godley Wildcats 13, Gilmer Buckeyes 21. Godley showing they came to play. We'll be right back with the band after these messages.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes! Don't miss the 4A UIL Football State Championships this December. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Stars Drill Team, directed by Don Lane and Lauren Murray. Officers from left to right. Emma Ward, Jr. Lane Drake, Jr. Sarah Ward, Jr. Tiffany Wilson, Jr. and Skylar Ford, Sr. The Stars will now perform a palm routine to think. Fans, get on your feet to cheer as the Stars kick to the Gilmer fight song. Ladies and gentlemen, Gilmer School District is proud to present one of the most decorated military marching bands in Texas, the pride of Upshur County, the UIL Sweepstakes Award-winning Gilmer Buckeye Band. And now we feature our Gilmer Band and Majorettes as they perform a dazzling routine to Confident.
How do you sample the roll-up? Serious? Yeah. Offset. That's there. Like, if we have our extension cord back, we can use it. We'll really need it. You just plug it up in there. And I'll bring it back again. This is what about the extension cord. I agree 100%. You ain't lying. Text him and tell him that. I don't know if he knows about. So, I'll say something. He asked me. I said, I would yes.
The Buckeye band marches in the traditional American military style. Under the field command of Drum Major Jalen Wilkerson and feature twirler Hannah Threadgill. The band steps off to a Texas March by K.L. King and Queen City March by Bourne.
And we're back to Hanby Stadium, where your Gilmer Buckeyes have a 21-13 halftime lead. They will get the ball in the second half. That was the Sweepstakes Award-winning Gilmer Buckeye Band, who made a 1 at contest this week yesterday.
Easy to see why.
Yeah, it is easy to see why they do such a fantastic job under Eric Gray. Keaton Box, the drumline coordinator there, and the entire Gilmer Buckeye Band staff. The drill team, the Buckeye Stars, award-winning themselves, and we're so proud of them and all of our extracurricular programs. Speaking of which, Jeff, giving back to the community, the Gilmer Buckeye captains yesterday we will switch over here, made a Pass It On pep rally at the Wesley House. Of course, you see those shirts there that Bryson Jimerson next to Luke Watson has on with the P. That is Stump Godfrey, who's in the picture there right behind Coach Metzel. That is his organization. We talked a little bit about it on the coaches show a couple of weeks ago, Jeff, and Stump's influence here, not only on these kids, but on the community. He wanted to call a Pass It On pep rally and pointed out to the team captains that, during this age of COVID, there are members of our community and members of the Army of Buckeyes that just are stuck. And with COVID, the folks that are in the Wesley House and a lot of our elderly care facilities, so the captains decided to take the pep rally out to the Wesley House. Of course, there's so many great Buckeye fans and former Buckeyes. Jim Daniels is a resident there. Mr. Rex Morris is a resident there, and so many all ex-Buckeye cheerleaders, band members, football players. and still very much a vital part of our community. They're watching us tonight on NFHS. We want to say a special hello and a thank you. And so Stump and Coach Metzel led the Buckeye captains, and they went on a passing on pep rally all the way around the facility, waving through all the windows. It was such a great time. I know that the players came out just completely motivated and fired up to see all the enthusiasm, smiling faces. There was probably more orange and black that we saw from Buckeye fans at the Wesley House yesterday. Miss Pam Howell, the director out there, I want to say thank you so much to her for helping set that up for us, and really a privilege and an honor for these captains and Buckeyes that they got to hang out at the Wesley House and be encouraged by some of the biggest Buckeye fans we got out there. We want to say a special shout out to all of them, Jeff. Just a great honor for these Buckeyes, young guys, to be a part of the community and to reach out to all aspects of the community, especially during this pandemic. And just was a totally uplifting time, a lot of smiles on a lot of faces. Then to follow that up, Jeff, last night, Stump Godfrey was a special guest on Mr. Michael Coleman's Red Zone show to talk a little bit about passing on and his organization there that does so many great things in the community. And he will also be featured with that entire visit on Sunday night on the Red Zone. You want to tune into KLTV, and we will be showing some video that KLTV took during that time. And it was just a fantastic time. And I know that Stump Godfrey wanted to basically challenge all the other schools that are out there in the area to basically do the exact same thing and reaching out to those special members of the community, because COVID is a national phenomenon and really has cut that community off, Jeff, from so much contact. And I know that it's for their own protection, et cetera, as they're the most vulnerable community that's out there. But for the Buckeyes to go window to window and be able to look and see all those smiling faces and all those signs. They exchanged signs, and each one of the players signed a Go Buckeyes card for in every room now in the Wesley House is a Buckeye represented, and that's just such a cool thing for our community.
That's what it's all about, man.
It's what it's all about, and I know that that's what this program is all about under Coach Metzel's leadership. You can see the influence of Stump and what he's instilling in these young men. And
yeah, and if you want to make a donation to pass it on, I know Stump's setting up a website right now. I'm working with some web developers to help him do that. If you'd like to make a donation, you can either contact Stump or you can contact one of us, Todd, you
either way,
or me,
on,
either one.
On GilmerBuckeyes.com. I know Stump's got a Pass It On Facebook page as well, which is just, I mean, all the stuff that he's doing, you don't know, because Stump's heart from the time that he was in high school here, obviously being coached by Coach Metzel, is just an inspirational thing, and he is just a guy that is such a huge and positive influence on our kids. Of course, for our kids, he's Superman. 2009 Mr. Texas Football, the most decorated Buckeye in our program history. But obviously, BT laughs all the time with Coach Nyes, who's here as well, with a pro football career behind him, the career that Stump had. BT always laughs and says, hey, every day I come on the field, I'm the third best quarterback on the field. If you've ever gotten to Buckeye games early and watched Coach Nyes and Coach Stump just kind of sling it around in practice, you can kind of ooh and ah, because those are play on Sunday arms. And obviously Brandon Tennyson and the Buckeye quarterbacks are some of the luckiest guys on the Texas football landscape to have two of the best not only quarterback coaches but quarterbacks going. And then, of course, the head coach, Alan Metzel, was Stump's quarterback coach. So it's good to be a quarterback in Gilmer, Texas.
It is. And let's talk about what we saw here at the first half. Buckeyes obviously leading this game 21-13 after the missed extra point attempt by Godley. But, we were talking earlier, the swing should look like, just a little bit of information or a little, we bat down a football down here instead of it being a touchdown. We have they're at 7 and we're at 28. If we're down here, swing. It's a 14-point swing. Just to let you know right quick, Tom, Joe just handed me some stats. So far, Godley's had 19 rushes. That sounds like a lot for 70 yards. They're 15 of 28 passing for 194 yards, 47 plays for 264 yards. They're at 5.6 yards per carry, 13 first downs, which is a big story here tonight. And then Gilmer, 12 rushes for 77 yards, 10 of 16 passing for 143, 28 plays for 220 yards, 7.9. So they're about to kick off, so we're going to go back down here to the field, and that is another swivel kick, and it's going to be fielded by number 4, Cody Guidry, and he is going to cut to the left side, down the sideline, got a little room to run, and forced out of bounds around midfield. They're going to spot it on the 49, and Gilmer will come out, and we'll see if they've done what they've been doing all year this year, see if they make the necessary adjustments.
I want to say a special shout-out, Jeff, to my dad, who is listening in Tyler tonight.
Hey, Uncle Rob.
Uncle Rob, that usually is with us, but COVID and other distractions keeping him out tonight. Hope you get to feeling better, and we will see you soon. And let's pull hard for these Buckeyes and see if we can't stretch out this second half and turn this into a nice night.
All right, handoff, number 17, Rowan Flewellen, cuts around the corner and picks up a good 10 yards and a first down. That's what we want to see right from the start. Again, Buckeyes this year been a second half team. Go in and make good adjustments and come out and pretty much dominate their opponent. Let's hope that's what we see in this game today. Buckeyes playing hurry-up football. Tennyson going to dump one, an out route, complete to number 14, Flewellen. That's Dylan Flewellen, and he's good for about 9 yards on that one.
Yeah, got it cooking. Big choice in the backfield along with big number 44, Matt Burton. Yep, that's the same big cat Matt Burton that you see on the defensive line. He's in at fullback, and he can provide some protection.
All right, they got the big boys in there. Pass complete to Rowan Flewellen down to the 10-yard line. And Rowan got his bell rung a little bit there as he reeled that one in. But again, 15-year-old sophomore, one of the leading receivers on this team. He is going to be something special over the next few years.
That's a frozen rope from Brandon Tennyson. What
yes, it is. 24 Choice, going to be the ball carrier, up the middle, tripped up, gets inside the 5-yard line, and the Buckeyes just having their way with them offensively. Is 11:02 left to play in this third quarter, and they are already knocking on the door. Handoff again to Choice. Good defense there by Godley. They get hold him to just a couple.
It's going to bring up third down and goal from the 3, and the Buckeyes playing fast, but got to bang the door down here and score, and big number 24 Choice in the game to do exactly that.
Hand it off to Choice again, and he's going to find the end zone.
Touchdown, Jaron Choice. The big rig in the backfield for the Buckeyes as they storm down the field.
That's a good name for him, Big
Rig. Hey.
Yeah, I think you might like that one. That one might stay. You give nicknames sometimes, I don't know if their parents might like or not. I'm always concerned about that, Todd, but I think Big Rig could stick. That's a good one for him.
Well, I've gotten smart, and with guys like Big Cat Matt Burton, I ask him first if he likes it before I say that.
I don't think you got Big Rig approved. I think you just made that up on the spot. Here's the extra point attempt. Kick is up, good, and Buckeyes come out, and in literally a minute and a half, they're on the scoreboard. Scores 28-13. We'll be back here in a minute. Todd, what did you see on that drive you liked?
Yeah, just playing fast and playing Buckeye football, executing on the ground and in the air, taking what the defense gives them and not allowing Godley to adjust. And I think if we can see that on the defensive side as well, the Buckeyes may break this one open here in the third quarter.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
And a 6-play drive for the Buckeyes ends in pay dirt as they take a minute and 27 seconds and do exactly what they wanted to do in the opening drive in the third quarter and stretch this lead out to 15 points, 28-13. And let's see now what the Black Flag can bring here against these Godley Wildcats in their first possession.
All right, another deep kick going to be fielded on the 1. Steps into his end zone, brings it out, and just missed. I thought they were going to nail him back on the, but looks like 26 one of the Buckeyes in on the stop there. And that, of course, is Will Blakely, who had several good games here recently. And he gets down to make that stop.
And Jeff, the Buckeye offense coming out doing exactly what they wanted to do. Let's see if the defense now can get some pressure on Burke and just alter and get him off his platform as he was very, very comfortable in the first half, and his arm has kept the Wildcats in this one.
Okay, they're going to start with a run, and shows to be a prudent decision as they pick up about 6 yards on that carry.
Yeah, no penetration there from the Buckeyes, especially on the linebacker side. That's not what Coach Edwards wants to see, bringing up 2nd down and just 3. They pick up 7 on the first down running play, and they're now in an empty set. This is obviously a passing down.
Quarterback drops back. He's got plenty of time to throw the ball, finds a receiver.
All
and
day
going
to
pick
throw.
up 15, he's out past for the first down. He's up to the 44-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Jeff, Burke is accurate enough, but when you give him 8 seconds to throw the football, he is just going to find somebody open.
Rolling to his right, Burke dumps one out on a little out route just past midfield and down to the 46 of the Buckeyes. And again, just systematically chopping against that defense, just working their way down the field like they did in the very first series. And so let's see if the Buckeye defense can step up and get a stop here. Handoff up the middle, and they do. They shut him down at the line of scrimmage. And that is the big man. I think that was Borda. Nope, that was actually let's see.
That's 54
Can you tell the number?
for the Buckeyes. That's
Braylon Ward.
Braylon Ward, yep. 2nd and 9 and an opportunity here for the Buckeyes to bow their neck. Obviously, 42 plays in the first half as they play very quickly.
Okay, they're going to do a little quick pass and do a good job outside picking up blocks. And then the receiver does a good job getting upfield quickly, and that is going to be a 6-yard gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 4. Big 3rd down right here for the Buckeyes if they can get them off the field.
Yeah, no man's land as they're going to go for it here, down 15, and the Buckeye black flag, a chance to make a statement here if they can get pressure.
Rolled out. They're going to pick up the 1st down and more as he gets inside the 20, still on his feet, inside the 10. What a great effort by the Wildcat. Pretty. And he gets the Wildcats down on the 8-yard line, striking on the end zone.
Yeah, that's going to give Coach Edwards an excuse to run the tackling drill next week in practice if the Buckeyes are still playing. As the Buckeyes grab and hit, but don't wrap up and don't put them on the ground, and he just keeps running. 1st and goal now, Godley.
Burke showing the reason that he's got so many touchdowns. Big hit by number 10, Luke Watson. It does get down to the almost to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, and Luke's got to come out of the game, and Arona is going to come onto the play. Obviously, that's a little drag route by Pretty as he got himself gathered, and Luke winds up getting the worst end of that deal.
Handoff, and we got some penetration. They do fight their way back to the original line of scrimmage. And we got the folks on the Godley side saying, whistle was blown, and I guess they didn't like the Buckeyes.
Finishing the play there. No whistle and no stoppage, but 3rd down and goal, and the Buckeyes have got to find a way to make a stop here.
They're going to throw for the end zone. They got a man in the corner, double coverage. It's overthrown, no flag. 4th and goal from the 6.
And these are the plays, Jeff, that Godley has owned all game. 4th down and with their backs to the wall, down 15, 7:40 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Jeff, this is another play that we're going to look back on in this game, just like the 4th down and goal from the 1 in the first half, and say, this is either a play the Buckeyes made or didn't make. If they make it, it completely changes the nature of the game. If they don't make it, they continue to let Godley hang around, which is not the start that you want to have to this second half. This is a play right here where the Buckeye defense needs to make a statement. Somebody's got to step up and make a play. Watch number 1.
One back in the backfield. Drops back, looking to pass, going for the end zone, overthrown. Buckeyes get the ball, turnover on downs on the 5.
Yeah, they look for Pretty, and he's triple covered, and now the Buckeye offense takes over 1st and 10, 4 yards away from pay dirt, Jeff. Watch number 14 with the wind here. Not much wind now blowing with the flags, but watch Dylan Fluellen and see if they don't take a shot here. Choice is going to come back into the backfield as he had all kinds of success running on that last drive, and he's going to get back into the game here again.
All right, in his end zone, running for his life, Brandon throws incomplete. He just had to get rid of that one. He was under some heavy pressure. And I'll tell you what, these down linemen have been putting some decent pressure on Tennyson tonight.
Yeah, they're blitzing from a different location almost every play. You see them bring corner blitzes out of different looks. We knew they're going to have 3-down line look, 4-down line look, and now they're just basically standing up and trying to come with a blitz.
They're handing it to Choice up the middle. He does a good job finding holes and gets down to a good solid 5-yard run. Going to be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, big opportunity for the Buckeyes to maintain possession here and not get stopped on a 3rd down. They would have to give it back to Godley with great field position if they can't convert here.
For a little inside route maybe. There it is. And that is going to be...
Oh, how is that not a flag, Jeff?
There's the flag. There's the
Thank you.
flag. He couldn't get it out of his pants, Todd. Give him a minute.
My gracious, because he hit Rowan
He
Fluellen
hit him
a full
just a
second
little too early.
And that one was an obvious call. And the back judge back here just stood and watched, and he had the best angle. That's normally his call. The umpire finally had to throw that flag. Pass interference, that's going to move the Buckeyes up 15.
Yeah, I think they were going to try to let that one go, and
yeah, and in a playoff
Godley
game,
not happy about that.
Hey, that is an obvious call. I mean, that's not even really close. As Rowan Fluellen gets blasted way before the ball gets there.
Is that a correct spot where they put it?
Yeah, it should have been the 26. They're 5 yards shorter where they should be.
Yeah, we just got cheated. And I don't think anybody caught it. Ball's in the air. Caught.
My gracious.
What a great catch.
Fluellen.
Dylan Fluellen on the catch and under great pass coverage by number 11 for Wildcats. What a catch across midfield out to the 44 of Godley. And what a great offensive play that was. What a good effort.
Now see if Choice gets off the field here as Ward comes into the game.
All right, they're stunting again. Handoff up the middle. Guess what? The sophomore.
Yeah, that's 36.
That's 38.
Hayden.
That's 38. That's Haynes. And so we got the sophomore running back in the ball game now. Very capable. And that is just a bad pass from Tennyson. It's caught, and really
Rowan shouldn't have caught
that one. You know, you see a ball coming at you, just your instincts is to catch it, but he should have let that one just kind of fall away as we lose 2 yards on that carry. 3rd and 8 for the Buckeyes. Ball on the 42-yard line.
Likely 4-down territory here for the Buckeyes. Young sophomore in, Jeff, and some young receivers in. Let's see if Brandon can make the right decision with the ball here.
All right, Tennyson dumps one over the middle to Rowan. He's going to pick up the 1st down, throws a great stiff arm, and just tripped up by the turf monster after he passes the 30-yard line out to the 27. And that's the guy that's been clutch all year as far as picking up 1st downs. He looks like he may be injured, holding his knee, laying down, or
it's a
cramp. Okay,
Thank you.
And the Wildcats are down there helping him stretch it out like the good citizens they are. Now, I told you earlier, Todd, this reminds me, you and I and Matt Camp used to go over and watch Evangel play over in Shreveport. You remember those guys?
Absolutely.
They didn't have a receiver that was over 5'6", and these guys have one that's over like 5'7", I'm telling you, but they just run really nice, tight routes. They're very well coached. Everybody picks up their blocks. Everybody's good at tackling. You talk about fundamental football. This is a team that they're outmanned athletically from the Gilmer Buckeyes, but they're in this game because they execute as well as any football team we've seen all year.
Yeah, no, absolutely, including Carthage. And I mean, if Carthage executed like this with the athletes they have, they'd go win the 6A state championship. I mean, these guys are very, very disciplined. You look at the statistics and you kind of say, hey, as Rowan Fluellen is doing his impersonation of speed walking.
Yeah. He's trying to get off the field, but it hurts. If you've ever had a cramp, if you've ever had a calf cramp, you know what he's going through right now.
He needs some liquids very quickly. 1st and 10 Buckeyes inside the 30. Let's see if they can answer here with their 2nd drive of the 2nd half with another touchdown.
All right, we got Ward in the backfield now. Brandon's going to pick it up. He's going to tuck it and run as he gets forward about 3 yards on that carry. They've done a good job, both in the secondary and, at pregame tonight I was talking about they had 3 sophomores, as corners and 1 safety, and I was thinking they don't have a shot in this game. They have really impressed me. They're going to be good for several years to come. Handoff, Ward finds the hole. Look at this. Does what he does best. Gets down to the 15-yard line. Picks up the first down. This guy is, or was that Haynes?
That's Haynes. That's the young sophomore.
Haynes, the
getting
sophomore.
Some quality time in a great spot here. I mean, this is some big-time football by Haynes. He's got great feet and great vision. That's a first down run there by Haynes.
Haynes again around the right side. Cuts up, breaks tackles. Look at this. Headed to the end zone, but we've got another flag. That'll be the second touchdown call back tonight for holding.
Yeah, just not good execution by the Buckeyes, especially on the offensive line, as they're just finding guys to tackle down there. And Haynes is so elusive, as he showed on that play, and you don't really need to to hold to get him loose. But nevertheless, the Buckeyes 1st and 10 inside the red zone are going to remedy that for themselves with 2 holds on the same play.
Number 2, holding.
Calling that on number.
That'd be declined. We got holding, number 55 on the offense.
Holding on both sides.
No, that's
or
holding on Jaden Griffin.
Holding on Jaden and
yeah, but they're not going to decline the penalty down here because the spot foul is going to move the Buckeyes back to their own 25-yard line and turn 1st and 10 into 1st and 20. So once again, the Buckeyes making it challenging for themselves on this drive. 4:54 left in the third quarter, 28-13 with an opportunity to take a commanding lead here, and the Buckeyes just got to execute.
All right, Buckeyes 2 receivers right, 2 left. Tennyson with Haynes in the backfield. Drops back, looking to pass, got time. Forced out of the pocket. He's going to run for it. He gets about 5 on that carry.
Yeah, just enough. He had some room out to the right side, Jeff, but tries to cut that one back inside to the left. And a good job by the linebacker to just contain Brandon Tennyson and keep him inside. You know how dangerous he can be once he gets loose in the secondary, but just turns him back into his help side, and that's just a pickup of about 4.
All right, here comes the snap. Tennyson drops back, heavy pressure. Gets rid of it just in time, dropped. Pass intended for Haynes, and he would have got some big yards on that one if he could have just reeled it in. He just ran before he caught, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 15.
Yeah, sophomore mistake, and you see how the penalties just wind up biting the Buckeyes. Now 3rd down and 15, probably 4-down territory, Jeff, but with 4 minutes, this could endanger the entire drive. You pretty much got to score here on 3rd down, otherwise you're going to be going for it on 4th down. The Buckeyes can pick up a 1st down, but they got to get it inside the Godley 6 to do that.
Tennyson drops back, got time, fires one, and they just ran into each other. That's not going to be a flag. They are both eligible receivers and going for the football, and so they're not going to get a flag on that. So we're looking at 4th and 15. Buckeyes bring Rowan Fluellen back into the game because this is, like you say, Todd, they got to get down to the 6 for a first or a score. So 4th and 15. Big play here in the third quarter with 4:08 left in the third quarter. Fakes the handoff, drops back, fires one across midfield, caught by Rowan Fluellen, going to be short of the first down.
Incomplete, and the Buckeyes stopped themselves on that drive. No other way to say it. As the holding penalty down inside calls a touchdown back, and just a problem with killer instinct here, Jeff. The Buckeyes, as they advance in the playoffs, they have a chance to take this to a 3-score lead with 4 minutes left and come away with no points as they had at 1st and 10 at the 17, and penalties just eat them up and can't overcome it. Now we've got a chance for Godley to come back and to climb back in this game late in the third quarter, and it's going to be back on the shoulders of the defense. A lot of young Buckeyes now rotating, and look for Godley to go right back to what they were doing. And
it's going to be a legal procedure against the Wildcats, I believe.
That's going to help the Buckeyes back them up inside the 20 now. As the Buckeye defense has been on the field for a lot of snaps, Jeff. They played 42 plays in the first half. They've
defended 47.
47, yeah. We're well over 60 plays now, and we're not even out of the third quarter. As the defense and all the bodies that the Buckeyes use are coming in handy now to try to keep the legs fresh, but Godley's still on the attack.
Pressure.
Oh, my
almost
goodness.
Picked off by Jet
Jones. Almost picked off that screen, read it so well. They'll bring up 2nd down and 15. They run that screen to the middle of the field, which is a dangerous place for them to run that screen. That's the first time that we've seen that really since the Aubrey game on film. And even then, they tried to run that kind of out to the side. They try to run that right in where all the traffic is. Jet Jones does a great job reading that screen. Brings up 2nd and 15, and Godley now has got to execute to stay in this game.
Motion. Quarterback's in the backfield by himself. Dumps one over the middle. Instantly defended. Great job there by the linebacker, Jet Jones, who makes the tackle. That's only a gain of about 2 yards, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 13.
Yeah, Jet with a chance. I mean, he racks up tackles just like Pac-Man and Dots. I mean, it's crazy how many tackles that he has when you look at the statistics, Jeff. But that one is a sure tackle, and for only a 2-yard gain. 3rd and 13 deep in their own end. Let's see what Godley's got here. If they try to pick on Jaden Griffith down here to the outside, which is what they've done before, Marshae Spraglin got coverage on big number 10 as they've tried to throw fly routes here as Buckeyes playing 3 safeties deep, but not able to do anything except play man on the outside.
Watch the post route right here on the outside receiver. They got it up, and he is going to make a tackle, but it is going to be a 1st down.
No, they're short, Jeff, maybe by a yard. So that's going to bring up 4th and 1. And this may be the game, really, for Godley, down 28-13. Deep in their own territory, 4th and 1. Their offense is staying on the field.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting call. If you're a coach for the Wildcats, you're thinking, I don't want to give them the ball on the 31, but they are up 28-13. If I can get this conversion, I stay in the game. They're going to go for it. Gutsy call.
In the shotgun.
Let's see if the Buckeyes can make a critical stop. Quarterback keeper, he got the 1st down. Good call. Quarterback gets the 1st down plus 12 or 13 yards, so that was a great call.
Yeah, we don't even have anybody assigned. The linebacker is Arona there, and just a young sophomore got caught out of position there.
Quarterback rolling to his right, got a man open, takes a big shot, but after a 5-yard gain. And I think that was a Spraglin that came up and made the hit.
Yeah, and right now, Jeff, under 2 minutes left, 28-13, and Godley just scrapping and clawing and finding a way to just hang around here. The Buckeyes got to figure out how to get a stop.
Okay, that ball's just underthrown. He was under a little pressure trying to get rid of it. That's a long way to throw that football.
It really is, Jeff. That's a 5-yard out route that he's got to throw a 40-yard pass to get to.
That's a dangerous route. In fact, gives the corner plenty of time to come up and pick 6 that one.
Yeah, the wind has kind of picked up a little bit here as well, Jeff. That's thrown into the wind. 3rd down and 5, and once again, 3rd down scenarios, and the Buckeye defense just not able to get off the field. Let's see if they can get a stop here.
Handoff to the running back. Got a little room to run, makes a good move, bounces outside, and just fights. I mean, just scrapping for yards, and he's able to pick up another 3 after he was made contact just by extra effort. Gets the 1st down. It's 1st and 10 from the Buckeye 40. 1:36 left to play in the 3rd.
Yeah, and Jeff, you just say it. Godley is just scrapping and clawing.
They are scrappy.
They just wanted that 1st down worse than the Buckeyes.
All right, quarterback releases the ball so fast, and that's going to be good for about a 4-yard gain. Bring up 2nd and 6. Ball on a 36.
Yeah, that's kind of the story of the night, Jeff. As you say, that Burke is able to get rid of the football and just not being able to get any pressure from the Buckeye front.
This is one of the best passing quarterbacks I've seen.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
anywhere.
The best the Buckeyes have seen all season by far.
Quarterback keeper up the middle. He got behind a blocker and got him some yards. Picked up a few on that one. Got down to the forward momentum. Got him to the 32.
3rd down and 2 now. They need the 30 for a 1st down. The Buckeyes under a minute left to play in the 3rd quarter. and just managing to run plays and keep the drive and keep the ball away from the Buckeye offense. They're only down 15 here, Jeff. The Buckeyes have just got to find a way to get off the field.
Handoff up the middle. They're going to find another first down. And again, just chopping away.
Yeah, that's just
systematically chopping away. The Buckeyes have been very successful, though, stopping them on most possessions. And we'll see if they can get another stop here with 30 seconds left in the third.
Yeah, these long drives by Godley, they play fast, but they just pick. And the Buckeye defense with a lot of hands on the hips out there, especially on the defensive line. 1st and 10 now from the Buckeye 30.
Godley showing motion. Drops back, looking to pass, got a man. And he's going to break out. We missed the tackle. Rowan went for the tackle saying he got a knee down, but evidently he did not. So Pretty just does a good job spinning out of the tackle and gets down to the 15-yard line. We're lucky that wasn't a score.
Yeah, I mean, it's just details right now that are killing the Buckeyes.
Going to lose a yard on that carry. The Turf Monster got him.
Yeah, that runs right into Borda. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter, Jeff, with Godley driving now inside the red zone, doing everything they can to stay in this game. And the Buckeyes just unable to put their foot on the throat of Godley and the Wildcats managing to stay in it. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter that should be interesting right after this.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Texas. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Gilmer National.
All right, back to the action here at E.H. Hanby Stadium in beautiful Mesquite, Texas. And we are back to the action. This is the fourth quarter. It is 28-13, but the Wildcats have the ball on the Buckeye 16-yard line, and they are moving the chains down the field. They've already had 22 plays in the third quarter to add to their 47 plays. So they're at 69 plays in this game. That may be a record.
Yeah,
they still have another fourth quarter here. They may run 100 plays in this game. I've never even heard of that. So unbelievable defense on the game, on the field most of the night tonight. Let's see if they can get something done here. Bootleg out to the right side, passes. Oh, and just lucky for the Buckeyes, that's just dropped in the end zone. Could have been a touchdown.
Dylan Flewellen got a hand on that. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown. Brings up 3rd and 11 on the first play. That's 70 plays just inside the fourth quarter. And that just shows you the Buckeyes have not been able to get off the field, especially on third and even on fourth downs.
Well, what's amazing is 70 plays and only 13 points, though. I mean, that's just unbelievable. So really pretty good defensive effort when you look at it from that perspective. And another tip ball. Great job there by the Buckeyes.
Oh, my gracious.
And what are they going to do? They're going to call a flag.
That was not intentional.
They're going to call a flag on the Buckeyes.
Unreal.
Spraglin. All Spraglin did was reach out to try to defend it. The ball was tipped, and by rule, that's got to be picked up. If that ball is tipped, you cannot call anything on the defender because it's a tip ball. That's got to be picked up. They can't call a hand to the face or anything else.
They're talking about it because I think they're going through the rule book right quick and saying, now, wait a minute, did he get a hand on it? So we'll see if we get a call. They may waive this one off.
No, they're going to call personal foul. That is not a good call, Jeff. That is, first of all, if Spraglin was trying to lay him out, the kid would still be laying there. Secondly, it's a tip pass. But 3rd and 11, and once again, the Buckeyes create a first down for Godley.
Yeah, Alan Mitchell having a prayer meeting on the sideline with the judge and saying that is not, he's explaining the rules to him. I guarantee, right now he's explaining the rules. This is how this works. And but that is a big break for Godley, and so instead of turnover, that is going to be a first down.
And goal.
First and goal for Godley. Let's see if the Buckeyes can make a stand here. Quarterback does a nice move inside, gets all the way down to the 2, and they are knocking on the door. 2nd and goal from the 2.
And once again,
maybe the 1.
Once again, a drive that's stopped and that on a flag it continues is the 2nd and goal from the 2. Godley's going to run the exact same
Keeper
play.
again, and they stuff him. And they could just strip the ball out. That'd be great. But he gets back, they say, to the original line of scrimmage. I think they even gave him maybe a little bit of progress.
Yeah, they
yard
gave him
and
a
a
half
half.
a yard that I'm not sure that he really got. And this is going to be...
Wouldn't this be interesting right here if they could make a stop after the questionable call?
Oh, that's bad. 2 rounds into the playoffs, you shouldn't have to deal with that, which is just literally not knowing the rule book. A tip pass and they call it a personal foul, and if it would have been a personal foul, then the kid would still be laying there.
Quarterback keeper, and he gets in the end zone. So they're going to score here, and this will be interesting to see if, because we're in the 4th quarter, if they don't go for 2. I think they come out and go for 2 here. I certainly would, in the 4th quarter, because that puts you within 1 touchdown of being able to tie the ball game. And
Matt Burton comes up a little bit gimpy on that play, and there's another Buckeye that's down in the secondary I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, they're gonna check on him, and as they do, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
Hey, East Texas, Matt Darby here.
66.
All right, number 66 for the Buckeyes, being helped off the field, and
that's Jarrett Ritter.
Ritter, our center, and they're lining up for the extra point as though they are just going to kick an extra point. So we'll see how that goes. That's kind of interesting. We'll see if they yell fire or anything here. Their kicker is in. Nearly got a hand on it again, and that is good. So it's going to be 28-20 with 10:53. So the Wildcats showing a little bit of patience here. And the Buckeyes, 1 touchdown ahead plus a point. So we're going to see what they do here as they're going to get the ball back, and we'll be right back after these messages.
And I serve as one of the pastors at New Beginnings Baptist Church in Gilmer and in Longview. Let me ask you a question. Are you looking for hope in your life right now? We believe that the answer is Jesus Christ, and every Sunday we fix our eyes on Him and we worship Jesus together. I want to invite you to one of our worship services at 8, 9:30, and 11 in Gilmer and in Longview. We'll see you there.
All right, we're back to the action here at E.H. Hanby Stadium in Mesquite, Texas. We got a good ball game, 28-20 with 10:53 left to play in the game. And Godley is going to be kicking off to the Buckeyes. This will be interesting to see if they actually, they're going to kick it. And ball's going to bounce around. We're fumbling around with it on the 12-yard line, picking it up, found a seam, headed down the right sideline. If you want to have somebody returning a kickoff for a touchdown, that's the guy. No flags, touchdown, Gilmer Buckeyes on the legs of Jaden Griffin, and what a great run back after what almost was a tragedy down on the 10.
And it worked in his favor, Jeff, is Marshae Spraglin, who has got a cramp and is down at about the 4-yard line as he's cramping up, and he goes down, and Jaden Griffin picks it up, and it's lucky that he's the guy to return it. Marshae is maybe a little out of game shape after the last couple of weeks, but Jaden answers to stretch this to 34-20 with a 90-yard kickoff run back. Let's see if we go for 2 here, Jeff. And no, we're going to go for the extra point, up 14, stretching this to 15 now. Hernandez in for the kick, and Guidry in at the hold. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Buckeyes stretch it to 35-20 in just 11 seconds. 10:36 left to play in the game. We'll be right back after these messages.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, back to the action here in Hamby Stadium, Mesquite, Texas. And somebody was texting me a while ago and saying, hey, we can hear you guys talking at halftime. We actually put a camera outside so you guys can hear the band perform, and sometimes the people that are around that area, you can hear them talking, so hopefully nothing inappropriate was said.
Yeah.
If it was, we'll just say Joe Dodd was the one outside on the deck talking. He wants to be known he was inside.
Well, we will say this. We are on the home side, which is obviously...
Our philosophy is pretty much just blame Joe.
Yeah.
I blame Joe for things at work all the time.
Yeah. This is Godley's side of the field, so out on the video deck there where we got it set up. But once again, we would rather you hear the band, the Sweepstakes Award-winning band.
And here's the kickoff, high pooch kick. Going to hit the turf, and look at this. Buckeyes might have a chance. That ball was bouncing around. They had some confusion back there. Godley thought someone else was going to get it, and it just hit the turf. And we're not sure yet who has the ball. Buckeyes say they do, but they are digging out players from the pile, and evidently Godley has it.
I tell you what, we cannot buy a break. Is that kicks back like a Tiger Woods 9-iron and hits one of the Buckeyes. I think it was
hits
Landon
like 5
Watson,
of the Buckeyes.
Hit him right in the chest as it kicks back. And 3 or 4 Godley Wildcats dove in for the ball. Number 1, Purdy comes up with it. And I don't know what they're trying to explain to the Godley coach right now, because that's a live ball. Oh my goodness.
On the kicking team.
You've got to be kidding me. They're going to call offsides against the Buckeyes, and we're going to kick this again. No, they're just going to move it up 5 yards.
I think they're just going to move it. Yeah, they're staying out there. So
even if that, Jeff, we would have recovered that, it would have been called back.
Yeah, we wouldn't have got it. So
that's Gilmer's 127th penalty.
2 receivers wide to the right, 2 to the left. Handoff. Just missed a tackle, and around the corner he goes. Nice 7-yard run there by the running back for Godley. One of the longer runs of the night for them on the ground. And I tell you, man, these guys just kind of, like a hatchet, they'll just chop at your knees. They're going to probably hit 100 plays tonight before it's over. Almost picked off
my goodness.
Arona, 33. If he would have brought that one down, that would have been easy 6.
Had it in his midst. That is the 5th interception the Buckeyes have dropped tonight, and a couple of those have been critical. Jaden Griffith, who just returned that kick for a touchdown, had one down here on the goal line that turned into a touchdown, go right through his hands. It's an incomplete pass and stops the clock, but 3rd down and short. Watch for this quarterback option that they've run and gotten first downs the last 4 times they've run it. Here it is.
All right, quarterback keeper, and he just gets
smacked.
My
gracious.
I mean, and the ball's out, and Arona, number 33, picks him up and just plants him like corn in the 31-yard line. And I mean, what a smackdown by number 33, Arona.
And
wow.
It looked like number 52, Borda, came up with the ball. It was fumbled, and it's going to be 4th down and 5, and I don't think they got any choice down 35-20 except to go for it. And this is going to be a Buckeye opportunity to get off the field on 4th down again. Just watch the sticks.
High snap, and they're going to do a quick kick. Smart play. And it takes a great bounce. Look at this. Going to be all the way down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Hey, I'm cool with that, Jeff. Just get the offense the ball back.
9:27, and you think at this point the Buckeyes are going to try to, run the ball a few plays and try to keep the clock running.
Well,
so we just get out of this game.
2 things. Number 1, Jeff, you probably got a new center in this series, which is going to be a big challenge for the Buckeyes. And secondly, you're up 35-20 with 9:27 left. What you'd love to do here is just go on about
is Jared back in?
Yeah, I guess he is.
No, is that 68? I think that's 68 down there. Is that him?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's Jarrett Ritter. He's back. All right, handoff up the middle, big hole, and what a nice run there.
That's
by
Haynes,
number
once
38,
again.
Haynes, the sophomore, does a great job finding the hole, getting behind his block, getting upfield, big first down, and more importantly, keeps the clock running. 1st and 10 on the 30.
Yeah, that's a big run. And the sophomore in a big spot right here, Jeff. He was the JV tailback not so long ago, and right now he's putting in some good varsity minutes.
Okay, they're going to hand off jet sweep, number 17, to Rowan Fluell, and he's not going to do anything but get back to the line of scrimmage as they do a good job just coming up and pressing. And again, my hat's off to this Wildcat team. They play clean, they play hard, they execute well, they tackle well. Good fundamental football team. How many plays are they up to offensively, Joe?
270.
270 plays. It's a world record, ladies and gentlemen. Buckeyes have 2 receivers left. Drop back, airs one out over the top, and that might get picked off. And luckily, what a heads-up play by number 14, Flu Ellen, who has the presence of mind to lay the wood to Pretty and knocks the ball out of his hands, because otherwise that's a pick.
Yeah, well, what the deal is there, Jeff, is that they're not reading the safety the same way. Dylan is looking like he's given up on those routes and just stops running. And, he doesn't read the safety inside or outside, and he misreads it with Brandon. It doesn't even look back for the football. And now the Buckeyes empty set, 3rd down and 10 from their own 30. Got to figure out a way to pick this up.
All right, Tennyson got some pressure, dumps one out, got some potential here. Haynes picks it up, takes it to the 40. It looks like he's going to move the clock or the chains maybe just a hair short. Nope, they're going to move them.
Yeah, they do move the chains. And
I think they feel guilty about the earlier interference
on this side
call.
down here, he's going to make that call, and the side judge down here is going to say he is down short of the 1st down. As this line judge on the backside that's going to give Coach Metzel.
What?
Yeah, he's saying bring the chains. He wants to measure.
No, it's going to be 4th. It's going to be 4th and 1. They move the chains because the referee signaled to move the chains, and this line judge is saying no, it's 4th down. They're short. So
it looked a tad short to me. I mean,
Yeah.
they moved the chains prematurely.
Well, but
I thought he was about a foot, a foot short.
Yeah, but the line judge on the far side said move the chains right in front of Coach Metzel and the entire staff, and because they said they needed the 40, and obviously he, the line judge down on this side marks it about a half yard short. And this
and I'm not sure. Once you move the chains, how do you know where they
how
were?
do we know to measure it?
How do you know where they were?
You don't.
Yeah, you really don't.
So this is kind of like best guess. I think they're just going through the motions here, because that is. I don't disagree with this line judge on this side.
Jeff.
Honestly, he did his job. They shouldn't have moved the chains on the other side. We're about 6 inches short, 3 inches short. So that's going to bring up 4th and inches.
Yeah, big decision for Coach Metzel here with 4th and inches, and I think you go for it.
Well, he'll go for it. 35-28, 17 left in the game. He'll go for it, but this will probably be a Tennyson keeper.
Yeah, you put Choice in the game, and you say go get the 1st down, Mr. Big Rig, and the meat package with Matt Burton is coming in, and Burton and Choice are together about 550 pounds of humanity, and let's see if they pick it up in a power set here, and this is where you basically just go take the win. We'll line up in that Michigan stack, and we will run it straight down their throats.
Why do they hold us up?
So, yeah, I'm not sure. So they're set. They're going to break out right quick. And
what is the referee blowing the whistle for?
I'm not sure what he's doing. Now he's blown it. He hadn't blown the whistle yet. He said, all right, guys, you got a little premature there, as they broke that huddle beforehand. They handed it to Choice, who easily gets the 1st down and keeps the clock moving as well as the chains moving downfield. So easy 1st down pickup there for Choice. Ball's going to be spotted on the 49 or 44-yard line, rather. 1st and 10 for Buckeyes, and the clock is ticking. Here comes the snap. Handoff to Haynes around the left side. Cuts upfield. Look at this guy find a hole. 11-yard run and another first down. Great job there by Haynes finding a hole and getting upfield.
Yeah, squeeze the football now with just under 8 minutes left to play. 1st and 10 Buckeyes can use some game clock here. Leading 35-20 now with the ball. 1st and 10 at Godley's 45, right where they want to be. We're now got a line judge that's waving this off. It's going to be a timeout, Godley. They're going to go ahead and start using their timeouts right here, Jeff. We'll take a timeout and recognize a few of our sponsors and be right back after this.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godley & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godley & Young. Anybody else. Hire the best.
So 35-20 with 7:38 left to play in the game after the big run by the young sophomore Haynes to pick up another Buckeye first down to the Godley 45. Godley calls their first time out and looks to probably make their last stand. Down 15 and the Buckeyes driving. The Buckeyes obviously content to keep it on the ground and run the clock here. And Haynes with big number 44 Burton in the lineup, happy to oblige.
Haynes up the middle. Look at him just fighting, driving those big legs of his. Gets 5 yards, eating up clock. 2nd and 5 on the legs of Haynes.
Yeah, you'll take that just 6 times in a row, Jeff. Just 5 yards and 40 seconds off the clock. And the Buckeyes content to use play clock here.
Again, handoff to Haynes. Again, finds a hole. Picks up a good 2 or 3 yards around the left side. They're going to give him 2. That's going to be 3rd and 3. This will be interesting to see if they choose to keep it on the ground again or if they want to, dump a little inside route maybe, or they're going to give a keeper left side. He'll get the first down plus some.
Oh,
and we have seen him tight rope down. I almost said he's not going to make it, but I thought, I'm not going to say a word because I've seen him scamper down that sideline several times for touchdowns this year. So you noticed I was very quiet as he made his way around the left side.
Yeah, Brandon Tennyson on the keeper picks up a big Buckeye first down inside the Godley 25-yard line, and he breaks in, and we've seen that body control from Brandon Tennyson just squeak down the sideline so often, but does step out there. 1st and 10 nevertheless for the Buckeyes.
All right, here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. Dives forward looking for yardage. That's Haynes. And he gets about a 4-yard run, bring up 2nd and 6. And again, keeping that clock ticking. And I got to tell you, it's been a great ball game tonight. And my hat is off to Godley, who was, athletically just outmatched tonight. But, boy, did they execute great football.
Yeah, they played about as well as they could play. I mean, it's game's not over quite yet, but obviously we thought this was one the Buckeyes should control wire to wire. They kind of have, but
and look at Haynes just driving it. I don't know if you've seen Haynes. His legs are like tree trunks.
Yeah,
he reminds me of Tommy Palmer. You remember how big Tommy Palmer's legs were back in the 80s, and he just drives forward for another nice run there. And they bring in Choice with 3rd and 1. They're just going to hand it to the big guy and say, "Get us 1."
Yeah, if Haynes' legs are tree trunks, then Choice is a sequoia. He comes in with the big rig, 3rd down and 1. He's going to get it. And
Choice cuts back, picks up big yardage. Look at this guy going all the way to the house. And they're gonna say he's down on the 2. Man, he's just dragging people with him. And Choice just driving forward. What a good running back he is. And the good news is we get him again next year.
Yeah, we've got another year left on his contract. And at this rate that he's growing, he may be 6'9" and 400 pounds by the time we start next season. Not sure that we got a uniform big enough for him already. But the Buckeyes are going to go back to that stack formation and see if they can't go ahead and pound this one into the end zone here.
All right, here comes the snap. They're going to hand it off Choice, and he'll easily score.
Touchdown, Buckeyes.
That puts his game at 5-17. pretty much out of reach, obviously, at this point. And Buckeyes, again, coming out and just showing they're a second-half team. They make adjustments. They come and wear their opponent down. They continue to just pile on. And nice offensive series there. How many offensive plays are we at, Joe? Do you have that calculated?
Us or them?
Us.
No, I don't. Sorry.
That's okay. Mark always has that for me when I'm ready, but you go ahead and do. You got a hamburger here tonight. You have to do your job, buddy. Extra point is good. 5:17 left to play in the game. Gilmer got this one under control, 42-20. We'll be right back. Extra. Read all about tonight's game in Thursday's Gilmer Mirror, complete with pictures, coaches' comments, and a look at next week's opponent. The Gilmer Mirror has been serving the citizens of Upshur County since 1877. You know, reading the news online is fine, but there is nothing like physically picking up your hometown paper, turning the pages, and catching up on everything going on in our area. If you're not subscribing to the Gilmer Mirror, you're probably missing out. It's one of my favorite publications, and I know you'll love it too. The Gilmer Mirror, www.gilmermirror.com. All right, we're back, folks. And 5:17 left to play as the Buckeyes lead the Wildcats 42-20, as the second half has been all about the Buckeyes.
So Jeff, just quick point of clarification. Send a shout out to my dad who is in Tyler in the hospital. He does not have COVID, folks. Thanks for all the text messages to my mom.
You're
and to
spreading
the family.
rumors, Todd.
But no, Dad doesn't have COVID, but he is recuperating from a farm accident, and he is okay and going to be okay, but no COVID. Thanks for the concerns, and you can not treat the Robinson household as if we have the plague, because we're okay at this point.
Big kickoff there, good return, and out to the 35, 36-yard line. So here comes number 12.
Yeah, Jeff,
and they're going to come out here just trying to light it up out here.
Yeah, still all the starters in for the Buckeyes, and from Kiki Johnson to Jaden Griffin to Dylan Fluellen to Cody Guidry and all of the starters in for the Buckeyes, because obviously 5 minutes and 11 seconds left, 42-20. But this is where you want to defensively get a pick, maybe even a pick six, and really end this, because Godley can throw the football, and that's what they do.
All right, they're coming out, ready to sling it. Look for them to go deep. They want to score quick, and they do. They pick up about 13 on that one. Mark Skinner just texted me, and we have 61 offensive plays. At least someone's doing their job tonight. He didn't even get a hamburger tonight, and he's feeding. He's at home with his sick wife and still doing his job. Joe, you should be embarrassed. Handoff up the middle, and nice run there, about a 7-8 yard run by Godley. That's going to keep the clock ticking away. Yeah, and Godley had a good season this year, and you can see why, as they're a well-coached, well-disciplined team, played clean football tonight. I'm very impressed with this program. Drops back, looking to pass, under some pressure, and that ball is just thrown away, and that'll stop the clock with 4:31 in the fourth. Been a good season for them, and congratulations on a great season. This will be the Buckeyes. If they get out of here with the win tonight, this will be the second win of the playoffs. And next week we will be playing in Athens, Texas on Friday at 2 o'clock against Sunnyvale, right?
That is correct. And that's kind of a replay from 2 years ago. If the Buckeye fans remember, we don't know if we'll be home team or visitor just yet, but that is the plan at this point.
We got a handoff. That's going to be a big first down, 8-yard run.
Yeah, Sunnyvale, Jeff, just for the fans' information, they were scheduled to play tomorrow night against Mahia. Mahia on Sunday figured out that they had a COVID incident and forfeited on Sunday. So Sunnyvale had the luxury of not only a week worth of advance, but they probably have been preparing for the Gilmer Buckeyes for about 6 days now.
Quarterback drops back, throws it. Picked off. No, he's not able to dial it in.
Kiki Johnson
tipped it and then tried to catch his own tip, but he wasn't able to reel it in. So Buckeyes, one interception and about 5 potential interceptions dropped tonight, which is very uncharacteristic.
Yes, Joe tells us the stat that matters. That is the 6th interception that the Buckeyes have
should have had tonight.
And that is probably the potentially 3rd pick six, if you count Arona's as well. That Oh, it's going to be an interesting film day tomorrow, and a good thing the Buckeyes have 6 days of work to prepare.
All right, pass complete out here on the outside, and this time they're wrapping up. You can see that number 6, Spraglin's like, you're not getting away this time, and does a good job wrapping him up, keeping him for short yardage. That's about a 3-yard gain, 3rd and 7.
This is definitely 4-down territory as the clock runs, and not a whole lot that Godley can do. Down 22 points here with just under 3:30 left to play in the game, but they certainly want to maintain possession, and I mean it's going to be amazing how many snaps they've been able to run on offense here.
They're going to hand off, and look at this coming in here. Who is that? Arona? Arona coming from the outside like lightning and makes the hit.
He is pound for pound absolutely the biggest hitter that the Buckeyes have. As you saw the hit that he made on the quarterback earlier on the 3rd down, Jeff, where literally he just picked him up and planted him in the turf. He is an impact player for sure, a young sophomore, and I am so excited that we're going to get to watch him play for the Buckeyes the next 2 years. 4th down and 8 here to go.
And they just throws that one away. That was the 85th play in the game. When have you ever seen?
Unbelievable.
When have you ever seen another offense? I mean, usually we always lose the time of possession because we score so quickly. But when have you ever seen another team get 85 plays off against us and only put up 20 points? That's what's amazing. 85 plays. You look at this game and you say, man, they shouldn't have got 20 points on us, but they ran 85 plays. I mean, but they converted so many first downs. Exactly. That's the big issue, is got to get them off the field.
Conversions. And they didn't just run 85 plays. They ran a lot of those plays very well.
Hand off to Haynes.
Gets about
2:40 left to play.
2 yards on that carry and 2 timeouts left for the Wildcats. They're not burning their time. Well, I say that, and now they got a Wildcat down, which is going to stop the clock. And, Jeff, let's take a quick commercial timeout and be right back after these messages.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
That's number.
All right. We are back to the action. 2:33, Hamby Stadium, Mesquite, Texas. Buckeyes lead 42-20 with 2:33 left to play, and the Buckeyes have the ball. They're going to try to keep it on the ground and run the clock out and get out of here safely and go and advance to the 3rd round. Again, if you didn't hear us earlier, we're going to be in Athens, Texas next Friday, Black Friday. And we're going to be playing against Sunnyvale at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. So if you can, come out to Athens. Great stadium over there. It's a great playoff stadium. And the Buckeyes are going to try to advance against Sunnyvale into the 4th round, where more than likely we're going to be seeing PG again.
And PG got away with a bye this last week, didn't have to play. As Brandon Tennyson's going to keep this one around the left side and be tackled inbounds after a gain of about 3 to take us under 2 minutes, Jeff. And both Carthage and Pleasant Grove get COVID byes, which are huge advantages in the playoffs. And, hey, it's a crazy year. I mean, that's an understatement of the century with the 2020 being as nutso as it's been. But for these Buckeyes, here's the one important stat, a W. We keep playing, you survive in advance, as Coach Traylor used to tell us. It doesn't matter how pretty or ugly it is as long as you're playing next week. And anytime, as he used to say, the Buckeyes are playing on Thanksgiving, it's a good thing. As Haynes breaks a tackle and manages to get up close and picks up a 1st down what a gutsy play by the young sophomore to pick it up. And that is going to do it. And we will go to victory formation, Jeff, and take this win 42-20 as the Buckeyes were favored by 13 and wind up 3 scores better than the Wildcats. As you said, Jeff, got to take your hat off to this program in Godley. They do a whole lot with not much athletically. But what they do very, very well. They played about as well as you can play tonight. And it's just not going to be enough to overcome these Buckeyes as they march on. Number 3 ranked team in the state, obviously behind Carthage, West Orange, Stark, which will run into each other well before they get to the Buckeyes. But for the Buckeyes next week, as we say, it's Sunnyvale in Athens next Friday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the Buckeyes will be playing at Thanksgiving once again as Coach Metzel will take his inaugural season to 11-1. Another trophy in the area playoffs. That's 3 trophy weeks in a row. It's trophy time in Gilmer, and it will be trophy time in Athens next week at.
And Todd, as the clock ticks out, Joe reminds me that this is the 14th year in a row that the Buckeyes have been 3 rounds deep in the playoffs. Not a lot of schools can say that. Another great success for the Buckeyes tonight in this win. And remember, there's only 15 teams in the state of Texas with 700 wins, and we happen to be number 15. So what a legacy that the Buckeyes have built in the state of Texas as football, and they will advance to the 3rd round next week, Friday, Athens, Texas, 2 o'clock, Sunnyvale. Be there or watch us. We'll be here bringing the ball game live to you, and whatever stats Joe lays down and doesn't get to us, Mark Skinner will pick up for us. So I want to thank Joe and Mark tonight for helping us out. I want to thank Eric Conitz for being our cameraman. And on behalf of Alan Metzel and the Gilmer Buckeyes, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.